everything with my Generac automatic standby generator. In fact, they're staffed with factory-certified technicians that will service and maintain my Generac automatic standby generator for many years to come. To learn more about Schutz Electric, go to cesofla.com.
Many people are injured and can't afford to get the treatment they need because insurance companies won't pay until the case is closed. I'm attorney Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Offices in Baton Rouge.
104.5 WNXX Jackson, 104.9 KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Tuesday, October 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see scattered thunderstorms with a high of 86. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, LSU head football coach Ed Orgeron joins us at 7:30. Derek Stingley Sr. stops by at 8 a.m. Nick Underhill talks Saints at 8:30, presented by former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Perrette. And New Orleans Saints defensive end Marcus Davenport joins the show at 9 a.m. Remember, we have our OTB mailbag today. Get your questions in, tweet them, or ask them in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Use the hashtag OTB mailbag. We'll get those answered at 8:15. Follow along on Twitter at OTB_ESPN. Watch live at the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. And make sure you subscribe to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. Set your notifications. New content posted there daily. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Open at Off the Bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria, online at 104.5 ESPN.com. Good Tuesday morning to you. Jordy Collada, T-Bob Hebert, Matthew Musso, and Danny Cardenas here with you until 10 a.m. this morning. Marcus Davenport, defensive end for the New Orleans Saints, will be here at 9 a.m. leading off OTB OT for our third hour this morning. 7:30 this morning, head coach Ed Orgeron from the LSU football program will give us a preview to the Auburn trip ahead this Saturday. We'll review the big win over South Carolina, talk about a couple of his standout freshmen, including B.J. Ujulari, who picked up an SEC award on Monday. We'll tell you about it coming up inside your headlines. Derek Stingley Sr. will stop by 8 a.m., compliments of City Cafe. 8:30, we'll talk New Orleans Saints. Saints with a win Sunday over Carolina. They'll travel to Soldier Field this weekend. Nick Underhill, former LSU Tiger, current attorney Chris Perrette, bringing that weekly conversation from New Orleans Football. Nick Underhill. Lots to get here on Tuesday, including your mailbag questions, 8:15 this morning. So if you want to jump inside of the YouTube Bayou Ford chat app, hashtag OTB mailbag, and we'll answer your questions at 8:15 this morning. How are we feeling, big fella?
I'm honestly feeling a little low energy today.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody is, right? This entire room, you can see it this morning. Not a lot of pre-show chatter going on. It just feels a bit like one of those days, but it's okay. What we are going to do is something that we used to do in the weight room all the time, which is you just got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Just try to convince yourself that you're super hyped up and high energy, and then eventually maybe you land somewhere above where you started. But yeah, I mean, I think almost. I mean, Danny Musso, y'all felt it too this morning, right? It was a low energy pre-show room.
Yeah, I was in bed by 8 o'clock last night. I was so tired.
Wow!
I'm still pretty tired.
You're suffering from the classic, I'm going to catch up on sleep. Oh, I slept 12 hours, and now I'm somehow still tired because I slept too much.
Correct.
Which takes about a day to bounce back from. So you got it. Don't worry. We're, like I said, fake it till we make it. Let's do headlines.
Tuesday, October 27th. Here they are.
I even have a normal shirt on.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. They're your one-stop shop for everything outdoor kitchens and living. Barbecue Guys, helping America host better barbecues since 1998.
I think, like, subconsciously my dress is reflecting my low energy mood. I need to get back to, like, I have to peacock maybe, otherwise I can't really
Something's weird with the
drum
hair,
up the
too.
juice. I know, man. It's just
Hair
like,
doesn't look right.
well, whatever. It didn't bring the product to the
Yeah,
gym
that's it.
bag. It's
That's
like
it.
the classic,
No product.
like classic thing.
LSU defensive end B.J. Ojulari has been named the SEC Freshman Defensive Lineman of the Week after 3 sacks and a quarterback hurry against South Carolina. That was announced by the league office on Monday. 2 of his 3 sacks came on third down situations. Wide receiver Trey Palmer was named Special Teams Player of the Week after returning a kickoff 93 yards for a touchdown inside Tiger Stadium. First time that's happened since 1981. There was Ogeron yesterday. Talk a little bit about the trip ahead this weekend to Auburn.
As we know, Auburn and LSU is always a great matchup. Sometimes come down to the last play. Sometimes it'll come down to special teams play, whatever it is. I have a lot of respect for Gus Malzahn and his offense. The things that he does can give us problems. It already gave us problems this year. And I know that we're going to have our best game on defense this year to be successful at Auburn.
Could use some of that. For
LSU
sure.
coach Ed Ogeron spoke to the media yesterday, and he did talk about and reveal that first-string offensive tackle Dale Rosenthal is currently suspended from the team indefinitely. Ogeron did not provide a timeline for his return. Cam Wire started in his place against South Carolina. Charles Turner will serve as the backup here. Here is, you got a thought here?
No. So he talked about the Auburn series always being good, and I was kind of just looking up because I feel like LSU's won that game quite a bit lately. LSU's 7-2 in the last 9 games in this series and won 3 in a row coming in. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, given how things have gone this year, but I guess we'll figure out.
LSU was struggling on third downs and red zone going into last Saturday's game versus South Carolina. They were really good in that stat category versus the Gamecocks. Here was Ogeron talking about the success.
You know, they played a lot of man coverage for us. Coach Leonard had a great plan. I thought TJ did a tremendous job of delivering the football on time. I told you all he has a cannon for an arm. I was so proud, pleased with TJ's poise. He looked like a veteran out there. I think that's what made the difference in the football game.
If you have a question for LSU head football coach Ed Ogeron, jump inside the Bayou Ford chat app, hashtag AskCoachO. Coach O will be here at 7:30 this morning, just like he is every Tuesday. LSU recruiting 3-star safety Matthew Langlois from New Roads over at Catholic High Point Capee. David Semino's program announced on Monday that he had flipped his commitment from Kansas State to LSU. So Tigers add another one to the class of 2021. Monday Night Football last night. LA, the Rams cruised to victory over Chicago, improving to 5-2 in the season. Jared Goff pitched 2 touchdowns, and Michael Brockers had 7 stops. Barkevius Mingo had 5 tackles and 2 tackles for loss for the Bears. The Rams will fly across the country to take on the Miami Dolphins, who will be debuting the Tua Tagovailoa era. That'll be a 1 o'clock Eastern kickoff next Sunday in Miami. And that same afternoon, the New Orleans Saints are flying up north to Chicago to take on the Bears, and the Bears coming off that Monday Night Football loss. Here is Sean Payton yesterday speaking on a conference call and talking about Drew Brees' success in the 2-minute offense.
Well, look, he processes information very quickly. The ball comes out of his hands. I think he works on it. He pays attention to the coverages he's getting, and he also goes into a game. I just know this because towards the end of the week when we're meeting on it, you know, he kind of goes into that situation with an idea of a couple calls he wants to get to, and I think there's a confidence level in everyone else in the huddle around, you know, someone like him, and that carries over to the drive.
Here was a soundbite yesterday that everybody ran with. Sean Payton was asked his concern level on the defensive backfield.
It's closer to the a lot than not that concerned about it. I think it has to be, and that's something we'll continue to work on. But yeah, we've got to eliminate the explosives, you know. And look, teams are good enough throwing the football where they're going to make plays underneath. But in a handful of these games this year, you know, these chunk plays are the ones that, like I said earlier, are going to hurt you in another game and be the difference rather than, you know, you being able to overcome it.
As we said, the Saints take on the Chicago Bears this Sunday. Louis Riddick, who is a Monday Night Football commentator, was on with SVP last night after the game, after LA had taken care of Chicago, and was talking about the struggles the Bears are facing on offense right now.
These are the kind of problems you can't really fix during the regular season. So we're going to be talking about them all year long because you can't make players stronger, faster, bigger, to the point where all of a sudden now that he has more protection, he can stand back there in the pocket, he can push the ball down the field. Their margin for error, Scott, is about like that on offense. And if the defense isn't playing up to snuff or the special teams aren't making big plays, every game's going to be a grind. And when you come up against a team like this that can match you blow for blow and they may have better personnel, this may be the result. So I'll tell you what, for Chicago Bear fans, strap in. It's going to be that kind of a season.
Sweet.
Yeah, they'll, thankfully for the Bears fans, they get the Saints defense next. So probably a good chance you can confuse the safeties and have a free runner like Allen Robinson with nobody within 20 yards. LSU and the Saints have been very similar this year in that fashion. But for real, like if the Saints defense can't dominate this next game, who are they going to dominate?
3:25 start this Sunday from a fanless Soldier Field in Chicago versus the Bears for the New Orleans Saints this weekend. Odell Beckham Jr.'s season is officially over. The Cleveland Browns announced the star wide receiver suffered a torn ACL in his left knee. Beckham underwent an MRI on Monday morning, which confirmed the tear. He was injured on the Browns' second snap Sunday while attempting to chase down a Cincinnati Bengals defender following a Baker Mayfield touchdown.
Yeah. Or interception, but it sucks.
I mean,
yeah. It sucks feel bad for Odell, man. 28 years old. Bad time for this to happen. And now, I mean, whenever you get injured, you just got to kind of immediately process it, get all your emotions out, and then just, at least I guess this is how I would always try to handle it. And then you just look forward. But not too far forward. You actually have to stay very much in the moment, right? Because you can get overwhelmed with kind of the road to recovery ahead.
LA Dodgers and Tampa Bay Rays will play Game 6 of the 2020 World Series tonight. These Dodgers are one win away from the title. They lead the best-of-7 series. Dodgers haven't won a World Series since Kirk Gibson's home run back in 1988 against the Oakland Athletics. Tonight it'll be Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers versus Blake Snell for the Rays. 7 o'clock start on Fox. Those are your headlines here on October 27th on this Tuesday edition of Off the Bench. Coach O coming up here at 7:30 this morning. We'll talk to Derek Stingley Sr. at 8 a.m. Marcus Davenport of the New Orleans Saints will be here at 9 o'clock. We'll talk to New Orleans Saints reporter Nick Underhill from NewOrleans.football at 8:30 this morning. Your mailbag questions, 8:15. Jam-packed. Come back with us. Driven and powered every day by All-Star Toyota.
OTB headlines are presented daily by Barbecue Guys. Remember, the most popular grill on the market is Blaze Grills. Blaze Grills is headquartered in Baton Rouge. Shop on the web at barbecueguys.com. Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, spoke to my guy Tommy Wagasback yesterday over at the service department at All-Star Toyota. I'll be dropping off the Tacoma today. I'm part of the All-Star family, entered the All-Star family going into 2020, and it's been great, man. Whether it's the service department, the sales department, they know you by name, friendly service. They're the best. Find out for yourself online. All the inventory's there. The brand new car inventory, the pre-owned and certified inventory. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. I am now twice an All-Star family member as we got that new Toyota Sienna. It's a beautiful minivan. The two little girls, it works perfectly, complete game changer. And then for Papa Bear getting to work and back, it had a little Toyota Camry action, huh? And it's great. Well, look, why don't you go check it out for yourself? Let All-Star be your guide to finding the vehicle to fulfill your family's needs. And maybe that's the best part is they can help whittle it down to exactly what you're looking for. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Here at the Big Squeezy, we continue to serve the Baton Rouge and Southeast Louisiana areas during these troubling times. We are dedicated to providing you healthy food items to help you live your best life. From our cold-pressed juices to our delicious smoothies, let the Big Squeezy keep you going. Stay active, stay happy, and let us help you stay healthy. Visit us at our locations and also inside of Alexander's and Mathern's grocery stores or online at thebigsqueezy.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Rohan Davey joins us. He'll recap and assess TJ Finley's performance, and we'll talk Saints with Larry Holder. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, remember weekend winners, your mailbag questions coming up here. I'll tell you that.
Make it till we make it, baby.
8:15 this morning, OTB mailbag is the hashtag inside the Bayou Ford chat app. Your questions for Coach Ed Ogeron here, 12 minutes away. Hashtag Ask Coach O. End of hour one, we'll tell you about the fine that the Southeastern Conference hit Lane Kiffin with and how Coach Kiff intends to pay that fine.
He ain't happy. He's
to
on
the league office.
Yeah, he's on the revenge trail right now. I mean, I'm wondering if he's about to get fined again. He's going pretty hard at the SEC, which I really enjoy because the SEC was absolutely wrong. And it's always crazy in these situations when the SEC admits to being wrong and then still fines the coach for saying they were wrong. I mean, I know that's like
Blaine, thanks for pointing out that we were wrong because we were wrong, but now give us $25,000 for saying that we were wrong.
When they saw that play happen, they had to think, oh, no, not him. Any other coach, not him.
So, I mean, I do get I get the logical disconnect there, but I also understand why the SEC does that. You just got that's like a zero tolerance type of rule, right? Can't have anybody. It's like a protect the shield.
The mafia, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't make it any less funny to us on the outside looking in, just acknowledging the absurdity of it, and Kiffin is leaning into that absurdity.
Yesterday, Ed Ogeron met with the press like he does every Monday. We'll talk to the coach coming up here in about 12 minutes as his book, Flip the Script, authored by Bruce Feldman, who is a author over at The Athletic, debuts today, comes out today. So we'll talk to the coach a little bit about that coming up in 12 minutes, but also his game plan this weekend versus Auburn. and what his ideal scenario is under center. What's it going to look like? TJ Finley coming off of a really good performance in his debut last Saturday versus South Carolina, to what Miles Brennan's status is this weekend. What's the update? Coach talked a little bit about that yesterday afternoon.
Miles is going to practice a little bit today. Jack is going to get him accelerated throughout the week. We're going to see. I don't know yet if he's going to play. He may play. It all depends how practice goes this week. But, we're only going to do about 25% with him today, see what he can do, feel it. He's probably going to be sore, see how he goes throughout the week. If he can't play, obviously TJ has done a great job for us. Max is going to do a great job. I'm not putting him in unless he's 100% ready.
Here was Ogeron talking a little bit about the play of Finley and how that eases the pressure of rushing Brennan back, and also talked a little bit about the decision that goes into all of that.
I think if Finley would have played well, Max would have went in. I think Max would have done fine. You saw him. He can do some things. He can run. He's smart. He can throw the football. So, yeah, but it does factor in that we don't have to rush Miles because we feel that TJ or Max can do a great job.
Yeah, so a little peace of mind there provided by TJ Finley.
Yeah, I think TJ Finley, his performance last week, it changes the dynamic of how they feel about that position, right? I mean, I would say that the target date, and just knowing a little bit about the injury, the torn
It's a bit all over the place when you talk to people. Some people say like, oh, well, X and X had this injury and he was at 8 weeks, and then others are still contending that maybe he could come back this week. So it's pretty up in the air.
It sounds like a pain tolerance deal. I mean, it sounds like whatever your threshold for pain tolerance is, once you reach that point, that's when you can play again. And Brennan's going to have to get back to a piece of almost a mindset of, look, you're going to have to play with pain. How much pain do you want to play with is going to be the answer. And really, I mean, with the way that he answered against Missouri, he's a tough dude, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a tough guy. But I think that the target date to bring him back, if you're just looking at this thing holistically, would be, hey, look, let's try to get him back for Alabama. You can play Auburn with a guy like TJ Finley, who played really, really well, gives you confidence that you can put a game plan together, go over there, compete, win on the road. Then you've got a bye week. And then you've got Alabama, who's a top 2 team in the country, coming into Baton Rouge. She's going to be playing pissed off after the performance last year in Tuscaloosa and everything that was said in the offseason. So, I mean, you would think ideally that would probably be the date that you would like to have Brennan back.
Well, yes, it makes sense with how the bye week's lining up that maybe you want to push back this week if he's not ready. And it is a pain tolerance thing, but I do think it's also like these first few weeks, it does have to get to an area where then it can become fully a pain tolerance thing. Because, I mean, it still is that partial tear. It's just going to be hard to throw the ball if that is still super injured. Practice today will reveal more of that. But there were a couple of clear lines that emerged from yesterday's presser, and that is that he continually reinforced that Miles is the starter. No question about it when he gets back. But because of how well TJ Finley played, they now have a little more rope to allow Miles to get fully healthy, which is why I think they do feel comfortable going into this Auburn game with either TJ Finley or and then if you're talking somebody like Max Johnson. But I will say this: I wasn't particularly impressed at all with how Will Muschamp decided to try to attack Finley. Yeah. That said, he didn't have any film on Finley, right? So I'm interested to see what a defensive coordinator of the caliber of Kevin Steele will come up with, especially with an entire game of film to break down, see what Finley does well, and then how to force him maybe into some things that he doesn't do well, or at least things that he hasn't proven that he does well quite yet.
Here's Zoe talking about Steele's attack yesterday on defense for Auburn.
On defense, a lot of respect for Coach Steele. Coach Steele and I work together over here. He's an excellent coach. He had an excellent game plan against us last year. In fact, Auburn played the best defense that we saw all last year. 4-man front, 4-3. Owen Popo, who we recruited here, is an outstanding linebacker. Jacoby McLean, outstanding linebacker, strong up front, press coverage. It's going to be a challenge.
Ogeron was also speaking about this Auburn offense, who has been struggling coming in, but a freshman tailback Did you see Tank Bigsby and his performance? I mean, this is a true freshman tailback last week who looked like the best player on the field. Here was Orgeron speaking about Bigsby and the offense.
The offense is led by Bo Nix. He's a runner. He's a dual-threat quarterback. Tank Bigsby is a strong, powerful runner, number 4. I love Tank. We recruited him. I love his mom and dad, great people. I'm glad to see he's having success. He's a tremendous young man. Seth Williams is big and tall, number 18, and Anthony Schwartz is a world-class 100-meter guy. Auburn always has speed.
I mean, Bigsby on that kickoff return. Did you see the kickoff return?
Yeah. Where it got called back, didn't it?
It
for
got
a
called
bad
back.
holding call.
I mean, it was a terrible holding call.
Actually, as much as we're like on Ole Miss's side and everything, Auburn did also kind of get cheated out of a touchdown as well. So the karmic scales did kind of balance out, if we're being honest.
But, I mean, hell of a stiff arm on one of his runs, diving into the end zone on a touchdown. I mean, he looks like he is going to be hell to deal with over the next 2 years. I mean, this year and the next 2 after this, as, he looks potentially like he could be a first-rounder in a couple of seasons, but a true freshman tailback making a big impact on an offense that does not have a lot of respect league-wide right now.
No, I mean, nor should they. I don't think Auburn's done anything particularly impressive. In fact, I was just thinking kind of myself as we're sitting here, we're talking about T.J. Finley and everything, and I'm trying to find a Bo Nix career game log, but did T.J. Finley put together a better game than Bo Nix has ever had?
Oh, he definitely
since he's been in college, like just from a pure statistical standpoint. I mean, I'm looking at this year's game log. Nix doesn't get close to anything like what we saw out of Finley the other night. And then if you go back to 2019, okay, maybe there's one. Mississippi State last year, it looks like he had a very efficient and very good game, and he was pretty good against Ole Miss as well. But besides that, I mean, nothing this year that has lived up to what you saw TJ do last Saturday.
He's regressed. I mean, he's gotten – he looks like –
that's fair.
And he wasn't – I mean, like the fact that he got SEC Freshman of the Year over Derek Stingley Jr. could go down as the biggest robbery in the award season ever. But
how about the fact that a Bo Nix team beat an Alabama team with Mac Jones at quarterback?
Wow.
And I know that it's weird. I know that it's weird because, Mac Jones was the backup at the time or whatever, but he still balled in every other game last year. Auburn obviously had 2 defensive touchdowns in that game, but – yeah, last year he had a little juice to him, and you think Chad Morris is coming in. Okay, this could maybe be a really good marriage, and just nothing has really come about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's not. He has not made the expected improvement that you think to see of a player that played as many reps as he did last year as a true freshman going into his second season. Right? I mean, we always talk about biggest improvement usually comes between weeks 1 and 2 for football teams. Same goes for the individual, the player. I mean, you usually see a big jump in year 1 to 2 as far as the improvement in play goes.
It's kind of interesting now that I'm thinking about this football weekend as a whole, some of the parallels between the Bears and the Auburn Tigers in terms of struggling offenses and quarterbacks not really being able to figure it out. But then again, both the Saints and LSU, like we said, defensively have been pretty horrible this season. So it's like you have bad on bad. Who will be worse? That could decide the games this weekend.
We will be back with Coach Ed Orgeron. We'll talk more about LSU and Auburn with the head coach of the Tigers next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by Central Plumbing Company. Remember, online at centralplumbing.org. But give them a call today, 925-8552. Orgeron was asked about a possible another storm coming through South Louisiana, maybe as early as Wednesday or Thursday this week. Remember, if you've lost power in some of the storms that have come throughout the hurricane season, and you don't want to lose power again, get in touch with Central Plumbing Company about a generator. They can sell and install you one today. Call them at 925-8552, 225 area code 925-8552, or online at centralplumbing.org.
925-8552, 925-8552, or centralplumbing.org. Just Google Central Plumbing. You'll end up at the same place. The best place to place that you want to be if you have any plumbing issues. A flat rate pricing structure means no surprise or hidden fees. Everybody's licensed, bond insured. You can trust who's coming into your home. The warranty after the work is done gives you peace of mind. It can be simple, complex, old house, new house. It doesn't matter. They've seen it all in 40 years. They can fix it all. Go to centralplumbing.org.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
$10,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Prompt, professional, reliable. If you're looking for a breath of fresh air with your AC and heating needs, call the professionals at Anison Bitter. Anison Bitter, a Rheem Pro partner, keeping your family comfortable for over 25 years.
During times of trouble, hope keeps us calm, and courage keeps us strong. Here in Louisiana, we know this better than most. After all, we faced hardship, but hurricanes and floods never washed away what makes us strong. It's our culture, the spirit of resilience that says rise and rise up again. We'll make it through the tough times, we always do. And Blue Cross will always be here to support you.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Jimmy Ott's Game Time. We'll be at Doe's Eat Place from 6 to 8 p.m., so come out to Government Street and have some delicious steak or tune into 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is Coach O, and you are listening to my favorite radio show, Off the Bench with Jordy and T-Bob, right here on ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Go Tigers.
I will link up with Coach Ed Ogeron here in a couple of seconds for his weekly Tuesday stop by Off the Bench, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Remember, today, Flip the Script will be coming out. The read back from last year's 2019 championship run with Bruce Feldman as Ed Ogeron. You take a deep dive in the journey to get to the LSU head coach seat, and you will also hear about some stories to get to that 2019 championship golden season that will always be talked about. But this week it is all about Auburn. And yesterday, Coach Ed Ogeron met with the press after the Tigers put together their most complete game of the season versus South Carolina, where they really took it to the Gamecocks. And then this weekend they have a road trip pending with Auburn, a trip to the Plains. And yesterday we heard from Coach on Tell the Truth Monday, and he's back here with us on a Tuesday morning. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys.
How was Tell the Truth Monday?
guys are in good spirits. A lot of positive things that happen with a football team. A lot of true freshmen playing for the first time. They're excited about it. But there's still some things to fix on our football team.
Yeah, true freshmen flying all over the field. Coach, want to talk about some of those guys, but you gave an update on Miles Brennan yesterday and said you wanted to see him on the practice field yesterday afternoon. What's an update on your junior signal caller?
Yeah, we still have to take it day by day. He didn't do much yesterday. He's feeling better, but I don't know if he's going to be ready to go.
Coach, you mentioned having things still to fix. Y'all did a very good job of that. Look, identified third down as a problem, go from 0 of 10 to 8 of 10. Red zone certainly improved, cutting down on defensive errors. So y'all have done a really good job of identifying and then fixing issues. What did that tape reveal to you from Saturday that you're kind of zeroed in on now, improving upon?
Well, just coverage, still making too many mistakes on the coverage and missing too many fish in the run. We got to eliminate the explosive plays. And all about eye discipline, all about being in the right place at the right time, and basically just doing your job.
Coach, I mentioned going 8 of 10 on third down. I think y'all averaged like 3rd and 3 in that game. And really, the offensive line was dominant, like to a man. I was wondering if you could almost go down the line and speak on each of those guys' performances on Saturday.
T-Bob, we ran more some gap plays. We ran some powers. And you saw Big Ed Inger pulling around.
Woo, he blew that dude up on the right side.
That's right. That's something he could do. I thought Ed had a dominating game. Liam's playing good. Chase Island was good on the double team, him and Declan. And the guy that's coming along for us is Cameron Wire. He's playing pretty good right now.
He is, and so I guess that runs right into one of my other questions that I have is that Dare Roosevelt suspended indefinitely, and so like you said, the starting tackle play was really good, but there is a bit of depth issue there. But it looks like Charles Turner. So is Charles Turner kind of the first man up, no matter who goes down on that line?
Yeah, he's kind of like the handyman of the group. You know what I mean? He can play. He can play tackle. He can play guard. He can play center. Jimmy has done a good job of training him, but he's the next man up.
Ed Ingram seems like he kind of changes the attitude of that group, Coach.
He does. He's tough. Big Ed's a great young man. He don't say much. Always has work. Always come to work. He's had a tremendous career here at LSU, and he's a great human being. I'm so proud of him.
Coach, you mentioned run fits, and one thing that kind of stood out to me was that right now, I don't know if it's trust between players or not understanding, but it seems like a lot of times, like when a guy has contained or some, they want to try to make the play, right? So they're diving inside, and then things are spilling outside. What do y'all have to do to kind of to get these guys trusting that if they turn that play back to their teammates will be there?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We got some guys trying to do too much, trying to make some plays instead of work within the scheme of the defense, and that's not going to work. We need the 11 people doing their job, being in the right spot. A lot of it comes down to discipline and where your eyes are. And that first speed sweep was just out of about one gap, and it went for a long yardage, and then the defensive end on the outside was squeezed too much. It bounced outside, and the safety wasn't filling. So everybody's got to do their job.
Were you as calm as a head coach in watching your true freshman quarterback as T.J. Finley looked out there? I mean, that was the most impressive part to him, was that just how cool he was.
Yeah. I might have been calm on the outside, but I was him. My stomach was going on the inside, I'll tell you that.
Right.
But no, I believe in T.J., because he exudes confidence. Yeah. I mean, I got this coach, and you see him before the game. The game's not too big for him. I'm very pleased with his poise, but you know what? It all comes down to preparation. You can come here on Saturday or Sunday during the summer. We're not many people in there. TJ's on his own studying film. He loves football. Comes from a great family. Coach Hank Tierney coached him at Ponchatoula High School. We're just so proud of him.
Yeah, I mean, if anything can tell you how good T.J. Finley is, Hank Tierney, he pretty much overrode his entire offense.
Yeah,
and changed his offensive approach because of Finley's talent. The 16-play drive to open the game was phenomenal, but a lot of that was helped by the rushing attack. Coach, you guys really established that last week. How much pressure did that take off of Finley in his position?
It's a great game plan by Steve. Hey, let's run the ball. Let's get him some short, easy throws. There was a lot of RPOs in there. Yep. There's too many people in the box. The good thing about TJ on the RPOs, he's 6'6", so he can see over the line. He can see if the safety's coming up or not. make a good decision, and he did. But I thought the game plan was simple. The offensive line played well. It's good to see Tyron and John running the football like they're doing.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned Coach Ensminger, and to me, I mean, he deserves a standing no after Saturday. You've now proven, you bring a grad transfer quarterback in, you make him great. A guy who's developed through the years under multiple different systems, he's having a ton of success. Now you bring a true freshman that you've recruited and developed, he has a ton of success. So, from a game planning standpoint, the offensive staff is elite right now. I know you have a lot of respect for Kevin Steele. How do you kind of preemptively game plan for Kevin Steele, given that he can go so off script? I mean, just look at what he did last year where he played something that he never played before.
Yeah, and that's kind of like both sides of the ball. We've got to prepare. It's hard. You can't prepare for everything. But we know that we're probably going to see something different on the defensive side. We're going to see something different on the offensive side. So we have to look at what they've done different in the past and be ready for it. But obviously you can't show your team everything. You'll have to make adjustments during the game.
One thing you will see defensively is Tank Bigsby running downhill, Coach. This true freshman running back. He put on a show last weekend in Oxford. I know you recruited him very heavily. What do you make of his game and the Auburn offensive attack?
Just exactly what we thought about. Well, he's a great young man. Love his mom and daddy. Great people. At one time, I thought Tank was going to be coming to LSU. Strong runner, about 210 pounds. A strong inside runner, can run you over, can make the cut. Got good ball security. Excellent young man. He's going to be one of the best backs in the SEC to come.
You did go into Georgia and get what looks like their two best players in B.J. Ojulari and Arik Gilbert. And these are two freshmen that have had an instant impact on your program within the first 4 games. Can you talk about the freshman impact? Ojulari was named the defensive lineman of the conference yesterday, and he had 3 sacks, 2 of them on third down.
Eli Ricks has a pick 6. Coy Moore, 2 catches. Keyshawn Butte had another nice tunnel screen. It felt like a very much like the future is bright Saturday watching those guys. Yeah.
The recruiting is the lifeblood of our program. And when you're at LSU, I remember Pete Carroll and I talking about it at USC. The difference between college football and the NFL is that you can recruit 7 to 8 first-round draft picks. And every team that wins the championship that I've been a part of has some big-time players. I mean, so that's the lifeblood of our program. And those guys, this class, I always thought this class was going to be our best class so far, and it's proven out to be that.
What's it like in season? Because I know you just handed out a scholarship to a local wide receiver, and you picked up a commitment this week from a local safety. How is recruiting going in season?
It's great, man. We get Power Hour led by Derek Panensky. We get our guys up there. We're talking to parents. We got them on FaceTime. We do it about 3 or 4 times a week. We have 19 commitments right now. We have some specific needs. I'm looking at them on the board right now. Whether it be JC or grad transfer or other players, we have 4 positions of specific needs that we're going to be looking at. So we have a good plan. We're ready to go.
I want to jump back to one of the young guys, Coach. He doesn't really feel like a young guy already here, which is kind of crazy. But Arik Gilbert, but not just him as a receiving threat. One of the things that really impressed me from this last game, especially and just on the season, his blocking is like getting better to better every single week. In this last game, I mean, it was really good. Like his size and strength, like the more he gets it down, he can become just as dominant of a blocker as a pass catcher.
It's funny you mentioned that. He was in after he had a good game. I think it was against Missouri. He came in. He said, "I got to get better at my blocking." So he works on it, man. He's an intent young man, a great young man. I haven't seen a tight end like that in my career. He's a very talented young man, a hard worker.
Coach, I know that B.J. Ojulari is getting all the 3 sacks, right? It speaks for itself. But how about Andre Anthony? For years, it felt like he was a name just kind of mentioned and we got Andre Anthony, right? But maybe nobody else has made more of a jump than he has in this 4-3. I mean, that sack on Saturday, beautiful, strong inside move. What have you seen out of Anthony?
Yeah, those are the things I've seen out of him in practice. This is his turn. He's waited his turn. Core High School, great young man, team leader. And you know what? It's a shame we can't play 6 ends because we have him that can rush it in. We got BJ that can rush it in. We got Ali that can rush it in. You got Chavez Moore that can rush it in. So we're moving some of those guys inside, but we need a better push inside for my inside guys, but we have some ends that I feel that are very capable of being some of the best in the conference.
Big day for Bruce Feldman as another book with Ed Ogeron as the centerpiece. Flip the Script will be published and debut today. You can pick up your copy at Amazon.com. Coach, there's great stories in this book, including Rashard Lawrence. I love the story that Rashard Lawrence tells you a couple years ago when he tells you to coach the team like the defensive line coach. You can get those and a bunch of stories inside of it. I know it's an exciting day for you too.
Yeah, man, I was proud that, first of all, they wanted to write it. I wanted to write it because I want everybody to chase their dream. And it tells, the adversity that I went through. And you just got to keep on fighting. But you got to surround yourself with good people. And it's a good story in the book. I hope people go out and buy it and enjoy it.
Yeah, pick up Flip the Script today, authored by Bruce Feldman, and it is a great look back at that 2019 championship season and how Ed Ogeron is the head coach of the Tigers now. Amazon.com. Coach, good luck this weekend on the Plains. Thank you for the Tuesday morning as always.
Competition Tuesday, big day in Baton Rouge. Go Tigers.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There he is. Coach O checking in this morning from the football facility as the Tigers get ready for a trip to the Plains this weekend as they will take on Tank Bigsby, Auburn, and the Tigers for a 2:30 start. So that means your pregame on Saturday morning will crank up at 9:30 a.m. on Eagle 98.1 and carry you throughout your football Saturday. We'll be back to close out hour one here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Lanois Insurance Agency brings you OTB every single day in that conversation with Coach O. Remember, online at LANOIXagency.com. Get in touch with Randy, Brian, and David this morning. 749-5640 is the phone number. Auto insurance, business insurance, flood insurance, home insurance. It's all good. The Lanois can take care of you today. Remember, these are firsthand testimonies coming from the Off the Bench crew. We ran into Rivers and Kevin last weekend. They just bought a new home going into 2020. Their homeowners insurance is with Lanois. Online at LANOIXagency.com.
LanoisAgency.com, LanoisAgency.com. Look, when you work with Lanois, the greatest part is that, Jerry, like, you're very hands-off, right? You tell them, okay, I want flood insurance. I want to bundle my home and my auto. And then all they do is go find you the best policies to match your specific needs at rates that work for you. And then the coverage that you get when you have to file claims, they always work with your best interest at heart. Go to LanoisAgency.com, LanoisAgency.com.
Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, good stuff from the head coach. Remember, you can catch anything that you may have missed from the conversation online at 1045ESPN.com. Off the Bench has its own YouTube station. Make sure you are subscribed and notified when content goes up. O's content is always goes up pretty soon after the interview, so make sure and stick around for what happens there. Daily, we're brought to you here by AccuTemp on Off the Bench. Remember, AccuTemp is online at AccuTempBR.com. LSU football game this weekend. That means that you can receive half off of your Tiger tune-up by texting in halftime to 31996. Just put that number into your contact list right now. 31996. Label it however you want. AccuTemp half off, Tiger tune-up. But that's what you get, Tiger tune-up, when you text 31996 halftime, and you can receive half off of your air conditioner or heater update. All of the information is online. AccuTempBR.com is where you find them there. They are the best, man. They just came in and installed the air conditioner over at my spot, and it's really like a new house. Online, AccuTempBR.com. Ole Miss yesterday. Every week, the head coaches from the conference meet with the press to kind of recap the weekend, look at the week ahead. Yesterday, Lane Kiffin said that he had to take a 5-minute yoga session in between his phone call with the league office and coming to meet with the press because he could not give word for word or verbatim of what the league office told him because it's league policy that none of those conversations can go to the public, or Kiffin can't even express those thoughts to his team. But he was pretty funny yesterday in front of the media. I guess funny is a one way to describe it. He was pissed. It was funny, the way that he was describing what was going on. So the conference hit him with a $25,000 fine after his comments, or he retweeted.
No, it was a retweet.
Yeah, it was a retweet. It was a retweet of somebody's criticism of the no call on Saturday versus Auburn. And yesterday, Kiffin met with the media and was asked a little bit about it. But funnier, yesterday on social media, when hit with the fine, Lane Kiffin asked if he could get 25,000 pennies. He went back and did the math. He said that's actually $2.5 million penny.
Well, first he made a pit stop at 250,000 pennies.
Yeah.
He was like 25,000. Somebody said your math's wrong. He said 250,000. Somebody said your
Try
math's
this
still
again.
wrong. Third time's a charm for Lane, though. And yeah, 2.5 million pennies. That would be the ultimate petty pay if that's how he were to pay this fine to the SEC.
He did say that the SEC acknowledged on Monday that it should have stopped the play during the Auburn-Ole Miss game to review a fourth quarter kickoff, and said that it appeared upon replay that Auburn's Sean Shivers made contact with the football.
But my deal is, like, what do we have the review hub in Birmingham for if you're not going to stop this game?
I agree.
I mean, that's the wildest part about all of this. Like, why would you not stop it and just make sure that you have it right and then go on? Like, what's the worst thing that happen? If the game goes on a little longer, that's fine when you're talking about a potential game-changing play, like a win-loss changing play like this one. So, yeah, I too wish I could hear what the SEC said behind closed doors, but I get why Kiffin is frustrated. I just wish that he would really fall through the 2.5 million penny thing, but apparently there's a penny shortage in the U.S., which I didn't even realize. So I think he's going to have trouble getting his hands on him.
That would be the ultimate troll, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. I don't even know. I can't even really fathom what 2.5 million pennies looks like. Numbers are weird, right? To me, I feel like, you could probably fit that in like a wheelbarrow or something, but 2.5 million? I feel, is that like a room? Is that like an entire room full of pennies?
I mean, 2.5 million pennies to me is a lot more than a wheelbarrow.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
That's
I
what
would
I'm
say
saying.
that would be
Like, is it even
multiple.
a realistic number to have? Like, could you even transport 2.5 million pennies?
I would just say, I mean, it
Maybe
would
fill
have
the
to be
bed of a truck?
Yeah, it would have to be by a vehicle in which you just back up and say, "Here's your payment."
Just dump it on the SEC office.
Push it
Yeah,
out with a
absolutely.
shovel.
Just, you mean
Right
you
on
could
the
even
dump
put
truck. There you go. You get a dump truck.
You could even fill up cash bags in the back of your pickup. You know what I mean? Like these big cash bags that you can throw over your shoulder. I'm sure that you could fill 8 or 10 of those up with 2.5 million pennies.
He held like cartoony cash bags with just like the giant dollar signs on them. Go drop them off to safety.
Their turnover bag. They could just fill up a bunch of their turnover prop
Maybe just
bag
back
and-
it up to
yeah.
the league office and shoot Sankey a text. Hey, look, I left the payment on the curb.
It's on the doorstep.
Ole
Go
Miss
get
is
it.
kind of in a weird spot where they're doing a lot of good things. Certainly the team's improved. Fan confidence seems higher than ever. But unfortunately, what are they, 1-4?
They are 1-4.
Like they're still sitting there at 1-4. Now they feel like they're a year off. To me, it feels like a lot of these close games. That's how you take that next step, is you win those games next year. But it is kind of a disconnect between, I think, how we think of them and what their record
Well, and
actually
I think
is.
the Ole Miss fan base, they kind of hold the same thought and mindset as Ben Mintz does. I mean, as you can see, I mean, he's skipping around here about the Ole Miss program and what the future potential looks
He
like.
said that he's comfortably numb, so Saturday
There you
can't
go.
hurt him. He's seen it so many times.
Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Daily here on Off the Bench. We're brought to you by Secure Shredding and Recycling. Remember, online, secureshreddingandrecycling.com. Get in touch with Gaines Garrett, Mr. J. Babb, and their crew over there at Secure Shredding and Recycling. They are your document destruction specialist. Remember, you can get in touch with them online, secureshreddingandrecycling.com. It doesn't matter if you're an individual, a business, a nonprofit organization, or a government agency. Secure Shredding and Recycling can help you today. They offer mobile shredding, can also drop off any files or hard drives that you may want destroyed. Online, secureshreddingandrecycling.com.
SecureShreddingandRecycling.com, SecureShreddingandRecycling.com. The best document destruction people that you could possibly work with, because they are local, right? There's a relationship there. They care about fulfilling your needs. They're going to give you a better rate than the national guys. Convenient, however you need to drop off, then pick up at their place. They got it. SecureShreddingandRecycling.com.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy,
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Tuesday, October 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see scattered thunderstorms with a high of 86. In case you missed hour one of the show, go ahead and catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com, brought to you by Carriages. Still to come here on Off the Bench, Derek Stingley Jr. joins the show. Derek Stingley Sr. joins the show next. Nick Underhill talks Saints at 8:30, presented by former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Barrett. And New Orleans Saints defensive end Marcus Davenport will be here at 9 a.m. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch the show live over at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel. Make sure you get subscribed to the Off the Bench and Off the Bench Overtime YouTube channels. Set your notifications. New content is posted there daily. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench starts right now.
All Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 2 of and at it Off the Bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria. Online at 1045ESPN.com. Remember, we're on your smart speakers. You can hit us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN station. Coming up at 8:30, we'll talk New Orleans Saints. Nick Underhill from New Orleans Football compliments of former LSU Tiger, current attorney Chris Barrett at 9 a.m., an hour from now. Marcus Davenport, who had maybe the game-clinching sack, maybe the game-clinching play on Sunday.
I mean, back-to-back plays. Lost in the shuffle is he had a TFL to push it to 3rd and 11, and then he got the sack to make it a 65-yard field goal. So he didn't push it back just 8 yards. He pushed it back 9 yards. And then what, he missed by 6 inches?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, so.
He missed by a rotation of the football.
Shout out.
I mean, one more rotation and it's in.
And for Davenport, it just has to feel so good. I mean, we'll ask him this, right? But just like, because of all the pressure, all the expectation, all these things, he now has a literal game-winning play under his belt when his team needed him to.
Anybody see the field goal kick by Rice on Saturday that hit
the quad doink? We're freaking out about it here in studio.
It's amazing.
Would have won the game too.
They kneeled the ball 3 times prior to that as well.
Yeah, it would have won the game.
Yeah, I know.
And it bounced off the goalpost 4 times. It went out. I've never seen anything like it.
All right, 7:30, we talked to Coach Ed Ogeron. If you missed it, remember it's online, 1045ESPN.com. All the sound brought back to you by Carriages of Baton Rouge. Remember, stop in and see Will and the crew today. They're on the corner of Jefferson and Old Hammond, where they've been since 1982. They got fantastic social media. Hit them on Instagram and hit them on Facebook. You can see all the specials, including some of those game day alternate logos that you have to choose from. Every Tuesday, yep.
2.5 million pennies, weighs about 14,000 pounds.
Okay.
Shout out John Quivey, Ricky Compton. So wheelbarrow would not get it done. A dump truck, probably most likely.
All right, so there's the weight issue. How about the size? Would it take up like a room? How many wheelbarrows?
Yeah. Keep doing math for
Thank
us,
you,
y'all.
though.
Thank you.
Thank you. Derek Stingley Sr. is back here, just like he is every Tuesday. Compliments of City Cafe. Remember, City Cafe, over 100 years in service for the Mirandas, Squeaky and Cody. Now headed up today. Remember, on the corner of O'Neill, George O'Neill, boiled shrimp daily over there. Great charbroiled oysters that you can pick up for lunch today. Coach, how are you?
What's good, Jordy?
Doing good, man.
T-Bob?
What's happening, Coach?
Boys look good on Saturday.
They play better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Good.
the coach's,
Yes.
the coach's honest
breakdown.
answer. Let's see. What did you think? How did you think the boys played?
Well, I thought the corners did a great job. I think Corey Raymond is once again the man. You know, he's working with with Derek and Eli, and you can even include Cordell, because he plays corner in just a base package. Then he moves to nickel in the nickel package. And those guys are doing what they have to do technique wise, and you can see from the plays that's being made with Eli, with the start of his career type plays he's making, and everyone can keep saying that they're not going to throw the ball towards Derek. We're in the SEC. They're going to throw the ball his way, and he has some throws going his way as well. But for what Corey has done with those guys, you can tell that they're translating from the practice field to the game field.
Coach, you mentioned Eli making plays. Is Lil Sting? Is he salty at all that Eli got a pick six before Lil Sting did?
No, he was excited for him. You guys got to understand. These guys train together a lot during the off season. Now they're teammates, and one thing about Eli, he is an extremely hard worker. He wants to be great. I mean, everything that he does is all out. He'll ask a lot of questions about why he's doing certain things and how he can make it work with his game, which is good. But you're seeing it now. You're seeing. It was at one practice I forget what it was, and I was congratulating him on his picks, and he just hugged me and said, "Coach, that's because of all the work that we've been doing all the off season." Nice. He said, "Man, you just don't know how much you're helping me out, so I appreciate it."
Yeah.
And, that's just good to hear a young kid say something like that.
For sure, absolutely. Give me your evaluation of 24. What have you thought about Junior through the first month?
I think he's steady. I hadn't seen any glaring mistakes from him. I know that, there was an issue about the Mizzou game, about the tackle that he kind of whiffed on, and I even got on him about it, saying, "Hey, man, you got to use the sideline. You took the wrong leverage." He said, "Hey, I was just trying to slow him down." I said, "I get it, but these are certain things that you have to do, And that was probably the only thing that I've seen within his game, because I thought that, on special teams as punt returner, the only times he really had a chance to return a punt was against Vanderbilt, and that looked great, awesome. So I truly think that he is steady. I think that, plays will come if he get more plays his way. I think most teams are kind of game planning against him differently than last year. I think last year they just went at him. Now it's almost like if you look at a lot of the routes that's being thrown at Derek, it's mostly like sideline routes, like back shoulders or comebacks or outs or things like that. They're not giving him anything up the field or at him.
Yeah.
So and you're seeing double moves, like even if you go back to the Missouri game, the flea flicker was done on Derek's side, but Derek was blitzing on that play.
Yeah.
So they were hoping that he would probably be in coverage. You look at the Vandy game, when he got a penalty, we couldn't see it on the game film, but on a coach's tape, it's a double move. So they're not just saying we're just going to go right at you. They're saying we're going to make you, believe in what you're seeing, but then we're going to give you smoke and mirrors, and it's going to be something different.
I love Seth Williams, big wide receiver for Auburn. What do you anticipate with this match? I think this is going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, I mean he's big. He's a jumper, so they like to do the 50-50 balls with him.
That's the one he picked over his head last year, didn't he? He got an interception on him. Yeah.
Right before halftime. Yeah. And the thing about Seth is that he can body you up as well. Like he can get across your face real quick on some slant routes. But I think Derek is up for the challenge. I think that Derek understands his game. The good thing about it is that he's already played him before. So he gets an opportunity to now see someone that he's already played from last year. Because Derek's first games, the first 3 games, he hadn't seen these guys outside of I think Vanderbilt. They had a whole new wide receiving core. So this is the first time he gets to go up against the one that he went up against last year. So he kind of, he has some notes on him, some things that he can do to, take advantage of the situation.
Coach, you mentioned the corners playing well, and they absolutely have, and still, Ricks and Sting remain maybe the best part of this defense. But what's going on with the safeties? It's just guys kind of getting lost, big plays continue to happen, and it's not just the pass game. The run fits are a bit odd right now. From your defensive coaching mind, what do you say when you watch the safety group right now?
Well, outside of Jacoby, you got all new starters back there. You got new guys, and it's going to take some time because normally we would have those tune-up games with like a Northwestern or a Southeastern or something like that, to where you can get some of this out of the way early enough to where once you get into a play like SEC play, you're a step or two behind. It's 50, 40 yards or something like that. I think that these guys just have to, trust their teammates and understand that you just have to do your job, because if you try to be like, let's say Jacoby, for instance, if you try to do like, hey, I'm going to just shoot this gap, I know I can make this play. Well, last year we had a veteran defense. We had guys to where if he went inside, supposed to have been outside, that other player may have seen that and he jumped outside. So now we're kind of like, a new defense out there, a whole new coordinator. It's not the 4-3. I mean, it's not the 3-4. So sometimes the gap's responsibility is a little different. It's the 4-3. So if you don't trust your teammates, you're going to have certain things that's been happening going to continue to happen. Another thing is like we can't get any more 4 or 5 stars walking through the door at this time of the year. So now it's going to come down to just coaching. It's like, hey, I know it's the simple things. I know these are things that y'all should have learned in high school, but this is your pursuit angle. This is your gaps. This is where you have to be on the hash mark. I understand you want to show different looks, but this is where you need to be. You may have to walk and talk through those things just to get back to the basics of just simple alignment, and making sure that everybody's where they need to be. Bottom line is, I think that everybody is saying, oh, the defense is too hard or there's too much on the players. No, these are Division I Power 5 football players. They can understand it.
Yeah.
It's just that now you have to take the individual coaches, and those coaches, the individual coaches from each position group, just have to coach a little harder, because you can't just snap your finger and bring back a Grant Delpit. You can't bring back those guys who was, sometimes athleticism and just straight up 5-star players can save you if things are not going the way they should be going. So bottom line, I just think that it comes down to trust. It comes down to alignment. It comes down to, coaches. And then it comes down to players.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that. It's all equal shares of what has to get done in order for us to have a, perfect defense. Now, you're never going to have a perfect defense, but a better defense.
Yeah, and they showed some improvement in those areas, but that's very validating to hear you say that, because that was what the film revealed to me as well. Just a basic lack of trust between teammates that each guy is going to do their job. On the opposite side of the ball, Coach, obviously you went through this last year watching Derek as an 18-year-old really just flourish throughout the entire season. How about what you saw out of TJ Finley at quarterback at 18 years old? A 16-play, 75-yard drive, first ever drive in college.
Now, I was extremely impressed. And I know, I talk to his dad every now and again. I know his dad had to be extremely proud just as well, because I remember those feelings from last year. But you look at TJ, he has this sense of, I've been here before. And it kind of reminded me of Derek when I used to always say, hey, it's just business as usual. I'm prepared, so there's no panic in me. Just give me the ball, roll the ball out, and let's go. That's the kind of attitude that you see from TJ. And I think for him, the good thing was that he was able to do some of the bowl practices. So he's sitting in meeting rooms with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He's watching how Joe, approached the practice field or on game day and things like that. So that was good for him. Great lessons for him to learn from Joe. So that being said, I think the sky's the limit for TJ. The good thing about it is now we know we have another great quarterback, on the roster. Yeah. So, if Brennan is still the starter, great. But we know we still have someone in TJ, which is good for the team.
Brian Burgess inside of the Bayou Ford chat app. Gotta love Coach Sting's honesty and frankness. This is always the best interview of the week. We agree. City Cafe brings it to you.
It.
Yes, sir. City Cafe. Find them on the corner of O'Neill and George O'Neill. citycafebr.net. Remember, boiled shrimp every single day and great lunch specials each business day. Coach, we always appreciate the time and the conversation. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. There he is, Coach Stingley checking in this morning. We'll be back with more of Off the Bench YouTube, mailbag questions. What you got?
Yeah, but before that, the Bayou Ford chat is coming through on the math that we asked them to do. Shout out Joey L. and John Quaid. It seems like a couple different people fell on 43 wheelbarrows, being the amount that could move the
2.5 million pennies.
2.5 million. And then I'm looking, I saw, and I think I lost the comment. Somebody actually told us how long it would be stacked up on top and how long it would be laid out. So here it is. If you stack those on top of each other, it'd be 2.36 miles high. If you lay them next to each other, you're looking at 30 miles of pennies.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a big number.
Give me 2 miles of pickup trucks carrying a bag or two apiece, pulling up to the SEC office to drop my fine off, a little hotty-toddy on the way out.
But you don't want to pour. But at that point, you don't want to drop the bag off. You want to pour the bag out. You want to just up in the bag.
Miles?
Yes, you up in the bag, and then the next person comes and up in their bag instead of a growing mountain of pennies.
I left you 2.5 million pennies from your front door to the Alabama football program facility.
How much do you think the fine would be for paying your fine in $2.5 million pennies?
That's a good point.
A loss of job.
You just enter a vicious cycle where each side keeps escalating.
The DK Metcalf highlight, it gets scarier every time you watch it, and the fact that it happened the week of Halloween is crazy too. Just tracking. OTB mailbag questions next.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body brings you OTB Daily here. Remember, online, dgbauto.com is where you can find them on the internet, or you can get to them over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body at 415 Division Street, as they can help you out with collision repair. Remember, 24-hour roadside assistance at tow. If you have been in an accident, they offer the free towing back to the facility to make the repair. All online, dgbauto.com.
dgbauto.com, donaldsonglassandbody.com, a one-stop car shop. Extend the life of your vehicle. I love DG&B. They kept me on the road for a long, long time, squeezed every drop out of the life of my car. And look, it's not just, but look, if you do get an accident, first off, police cannot tell you who gets to tow you. DG&B will do so for free, and the insurance company cannot tell you where to go. You go down to Glass Body, they'll pick you up for free, fix your vehicle, and then drop it back off at your house for free. You're satisfied. DonaldsonGlassBody.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy,
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one, but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
I can't tell you how many people tried to discourage me when I said, I'm opening up a haunted house. If you love doing something, don't let anything or anyone stand in your way.
How he comes up with this stuff in his head and designs it is mind-boggling.
Debbie and Home Bank understand my business and understand that it's not normal. They've worked with me since the beginning to help my business grow.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs.
Coming up on Tuesdays Off the Bench, an all-star lineup featuring Coach O, Derek Stingley Sr., Nick Underhill breaking down the Saints, and the hero of the Panther win, Marcus Davenport. We also have a brand new OTB mailbag. Come kick it with OTB. 104.5 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, good stuff from Derek Stingley Sr. this week. Verge Osbury and Stingley Sr. both fantastic as far as just their transparency. I'll give you a little bit of honesty, man. I mean, that's a really good inside look from an executive team member of LSU into a guy who knows a ton of football, just a great defensive mind or a great football mind, who has an invested interest on the LSU football team with his son, being probably the best player on the team.
It is kind of interesting where this LSU defense, I don't know if it's too much to ask, and I don't know that they've shown me anything to say that they could, but when you look at some of the strengths that they have, like, they're not terribly far off from being good. I just don't know that they've showed me that they can get it right. But, I mean, definitely Ricks and Stingley are super strong on the outside. The defensive ends are great at pass rushing. They need to get way better at run support and setting the edge. But they're like elite pass rushers. I feel like you have a very good rush. I mean, you lead the SEC in sacks. You're first in tackles for loss right now. Like, if that safety group, this is what we were talking about on that podcast yesterday. And this is not good, but it just is what it is. In football, a lot of times, some people believe that you want to be strong up the middle, right? Unfortunately, right now, LSU is weakest up the middle. The interior defensive line needs to be more impactful. You need more aggressive linebacker play that is going to dictate to the opponent. And the safeties, you're Coach Sting right there. The safeties, you got to get it figured out. But if you can, start those building blocks, and even though I'm not as impressed with Roy as I think a lot of people are, if Roy or somebody does come on in the interior and they start making more consistent plays, if Damone Clark improves, or if maybe Baskerville gives you that change of pace, and then maybe because it can be a bit of a trickle down effect. Like, if the D line plays better, that frees up the linebackers to play better. And then one thing that I'm seeing with the safeties run fits right now is because the linebackers are playing so passive, specifically Clark mainly, it's making it tough on the safeties because the running back isn't having to make an early decision, right? Ideally, you want your linebacker to be aggressive, force the running back to make one way, and then your safety's there to clean up. There were probably 3 times last game where Jacoby Stevens basically ran into Damone Clark's back as Clark gets blocked into him, and it allows the running back to not make a decision until he's on Stevens, and then Stevens is wrong no matter what happens. It's not to excuse Stevens because his run fits have still been bad, and when he's had he's still really struggled. But I guess the point is, if they can start to improve in these areas, there are still some really high highs on this defense, mainly the cornerback room and the pass rush. We'll see. I mean, again, this is not a good Auburn offense. They should be able to have success. It's a good matchup for them, kind of like South Carolina was.
Remember All-Star Toyota, online All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Pick up the new car inventory or pre-owned and certified inventory, all on the corner of Goodwood and Airline from our friends over at All-Star Toyota. Here's the latest edition of your OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
They'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
OTB mailbag. If Finley struggles on Saturday, when do you put Max Johnson into the game?
Oh.
That's an interesting question because I guess it's going to pretty much depend on your defense kind of in a way, right?
Yes, I think it would have to be like a quarter worth of struggles.
Right.
And to your point, Musso, it's if like Auburn comes out and then you're down like 14-0 or something.
And he's still struggling.
Yeah, and he's still struggling. You feel like, okay, we got to change something or we're going to lose this game.
I think it's landslide. Yeah, I mean, I think it's super. I mean, you got to get into a dire struggle type situation to pull Finley at this point. He's earned it first, and now you're talking about confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to overcoach where you start messing with him mentally because, to me, the most impressive attribute that the freshman has is his mental strength. I mean, the fact that he looked so comfortable out there in his first start was just refreshing.
But I do wonder. I mean, it's going to be interesting as we just get more of a sample size on Finley. What does he do when he's dealing? Now,
adversity.
The couple times he dealt with pressure, he handled it great. So that's a good sign going forward. But like, if they're consistently getting pressure, how does he respond? Again, Kevin Steele represents a great challenge for him here in just game number 2. And it's probably not even fair to Finley how high our expectations are for him after game 1.
Why haven't we seen a single stretch player jet sweep? Did we not learn how to do that during the Canada year?
I mean, you even saw a couple jet sweeps last year. I mean, they were in jet sweep a little bit.
I'm trying to remember if that's actually accurate or not. Yeah, I don't think I remember any jet sweeps
this year.
I mean, stretch play, zone play, that's kind of, I go either way. I'm not married to like, I need to see this play. What I like is that you saw more creativity in the run game last week. You saw a couple quarterback powers, which I think Finley is an element that he adds. And then you just saw some normal powers as well out of gun. You noticed a 3rd and short where they started in. Remember a lot of people last week saying, I hate short yardage from shotgun. Well, they had one play that I enjoyed where they started in gun, and then Finley runs to the line real quick snaps it, zone to give TDP a head of steam downhill. So, like, I don't care about sweeps or anything like that. The bottom line is that they are innovating on the run game, and I hope that they continue to do so. It honestly should have been done earlier.
They lined up in an I formation on Saturday for the first time in long time.
I mean, that's what they got to do. I mean, but that's kind of what we talked about. In an interesting way, Finley makes you make some positive changes that maybe you thought you could kind of like, you're kind of skating by because of Miles' skill set.
Do you think a change will be made at safety this week?
I mean, they've run everybody in.
How bad does it have to get before you make a change? I mean, you would think that they would have made one up to this point.
But haven't they run everybody in? I mean,
I've seen Jordan Tolles.
I haven't seen Tolles. He's the only one. But we've seen Mo Hampton get burned. We've seen Monroe get burned. We've seen Todd Harris get burned. We've seen Jacoby Stevens get burned.
I mean, Cam Lewis plays a lot of football for LSU.
Cam Lewis, he got burned. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know who you run in. If you're not playing in that safety group at this point, the coaches have no trust in you whatsoever.
Wow. Jordan Tolles, I thought for sure.
They hyped him up in the offseason.
I thought for sure.
Will LSU bench number 18?
Yes. I think Micah Baskerville will play more this weekend.
OTB mailbag.
I'm not sure. I don't know. O's comments on Monday made me feel like they might give Clark a little more rope to figure this thing out than we are giving credit for. But you're right. When I saw at the end of the game, I would at least give Baskerville the start and the extended shot.
OTB mailbag, have y'all ever autographed a pair of breasts? Danny?
Yeah, Danny, you'd probably be most likely here.
Yeah, for sure.
Never did.
No, you just do other things with breasts, not
Get that
autograph
pen.
them. I did one time, the top of the cleavage. And like most things in this situation, was not necessarily breasts that you would want to be autographing. Yep.
That seems like that's every time.
The Mardi
I'd
Gras
imagine.
Golden Rule.
Ooh.
You go to a nude beach, all the same thing.
Like the Drifter Pool, I'm telling you. That's
Yeah,
why
hey,
it was that
exactly.
one time.
But it was great.
It was
you
that
said
Friday.
That, right?
The Friday was incredible. We went back on the Saturday. We tried to push our luck.
yeah.
OTB mailbag, what can your date do to ensure a second date, and what would cause you to not ask for a second date?
I've never been on a date because I've been with my wife since I was 16.
I mean,
so
you
I
had
don't
to have
know
gone
that
on a
I
date
can
then,
answer.
right? I mean,
I did sing her Wonderwall in my car on the first date, which was probably a bit aggressive. in
and that's
hindsight.
what hooked her. That's what ensured the
That's what-
second
that's what
date.
got her, the acapella Wonderwall.
Sing Wonderwall.
Danny didn't even know what Wonderwall was.
True.
Danny's no singer.
They just have to be into it, kind of. I mean, you can tell if it's going somewhere, right?
For sure.
I mean,
just the vibes.
yeah.
You can ensure not coming back for a second date if you don't shut up.
That's wrong. Because it's 2020, the coronavirus vaccine causes a zombie apocalypse to rise on Halloween. What is your weapon of choice?
Oh, wait, the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a baseball bat. Anything with reach. But ideally something that's not going to break. So like I have a couple Marucci baseball bats. Good, well-made wood Marucci baseball bats. That's what I'd rock.
Ray gun from Call of Duty Zombies. There you go. How about that?
Machete?
The ray gun from Zombies? Okay, so you went with you got the best weapon. Machete's okay, Danny, but that's a little
You're
close
letting
for
them
my
in.
taste.
Might take a couple hacks to
You're
get
letting
it
them in.
done.
You're letting him close it. Don't miss with that machete. That's all I'm saying.
If you're
dude.
open right here off the miss.
Yeah, you're done for. I mean,
I mean, a
that's, you got-
baseball bat. I mean, what if you get one the size of a baseball bat?
Oh, come on. I mean, a baseball bat, I'm talking like this big. Machete's about half the size of a baseball bat. I got significant reach. If you go too long, then it's going to crack, right? If you go like a hockey stick or something, then it's going to break, and then you're done for.
Would Jordy's flag football team beat Drew Brees' flag football team?
We'll find out. End of the year tournament.
Are y'all playing in the same tournament?
Well, I mean, they put the New Orleans Baton Rouge teams together.
Really? Oh, okay. All right.
Get ESPN on the phone, televise that one.
That's why I got Kelly walking City Park every day with her dog down there doing a little scouting.
Hey.
Jordy's going to be on the sideline.
Spygate.
I've been saying you're done for 2 years. Retire, you bum.
Breeze, is that your kid? It throws it further than you bum. Nick Underhill next.
Off the bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily here by Go Roof online, GEAUXroof.com. Get in touch with the boys today for a free professional estimate. Doesn't matter if it's residential or commercial roofing that you need assistance with. Go Roof can help you this morning. GEAUXroof.com, 927-8300, all in the listening area. They can help you out today. Go Roof online, GoRoof.com.
GoRoof.com, 927-8300. 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. What I love is the free professional estimate, no money up front. And that's going to do a couple of things, right? First off, it's going to let you know exactly where your roof stands in terms of like what's wrong with it. Does it need any fixes? Maybe it's in better shape. Maybe it's in worse shape than you thought. The point is you can figure all of this out for free. It'll also let you know what it's like to work with Go Roof. And trust me when I say that it is a pleasure. In fact, Jordy, what do you get when you work with Go Roof?
A beautiful new roof every single time.
Oh, roofs up.
Off the bench, hanging with Esther and Hanny. After further review and more are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Rohan Davey joins us. He'll recap and assess TJ Finley's performance. And we'll talk Saints with Larry Holder. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
Always look forward to our conversation with Nick Underhill as we get the latest on the New Orleans Saints. Saints the winners on Sunday versus Carolina, 27-24 in a NFC South rivalry game, and they are on the road heading to Chicago this weekend for a 3:25 start. If you were looking for New Orleans Saints information, the only place to start, and you'll probably end up there, is NewOrleans.football. Nick Underhill is the publisher and author of that site. He also has a fantastic podcast that you can subscribe to as well. Nick, thank you for being back. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Doing good. Defensive backfield. We just talked to Derek Stingley Sr. about the woes in the defense and the defensive backfield for LSU. Looks like the Saints are suffering from the same type of issues. What do you see when you see this defensive backfield struggling?
I kind of see a mess, to be honest. It's a little bit perplexing that they're in this position because there's way too much talent within this group. You know, Marshawn Lattimore is a first-round pick. Janoris Jenkins got a huge contract. Marcus Williams is a second-round pick. They spent $8 million on Malcolm Jenkins. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a fourth-round pick who should have been a second-round pick if there weren't some, red flags coming out of college. So you put all this talent in there, and these guys have been around for a while. They weren't busting coverages last year. They were a pretty organized defense. You know, there were some variables in Marshawn Lattimore's level of play, but overall, you didn't see this happening 1, 2, 3 times a game, and that's what's going on right now. And I don't know what the excuse could be. You know, that they played 6 games. They've had a bye. They had a chance to stop and regroup, and then they come out and they bust another cover 3 with Marcus Williams biting on the dig route on a Mills passing concept, which is, for a defense, that's a basic passing concept. That out route, you run it to move the safety to open up the deep route, and they bid on it. And that can't happen to an NFL team and not a team with this much investment in the defense. So there's just basic things going on that they're doing every week. And as a veteran team that's played together, this was supposed to be the offseason. Hey, the Saints are going to hit this. They've been together forever. There's really no OTAs, training camps condensed, no preseason, no problem. The Saints will hit the ground rolling.
Yeah.
And they're the antithesis of that. And that's, that's something that they have to figure out sooner than later. I think the point of patience has expired now that they've had this bye to reset and the stuff that's still going on.
I mean, it's kind of wild, right? You look at that box score from the other day, and it should have been utter domination. And then you see the score, and it doesn't make any sense. And you learn it's just because the defense is just giving up the cheapest and easiest of points. You asked Peyton about this, Nick, and he had a great quote where he says that's a $6 million question. Is he just like enforcing that it's more than $1 million question because that's how bad it is? Is he calling someone out specifically? What was your interpretation there?
My interpretation of that was somebody born, that's 50 years old that mixed the metaphor with the $64,000 pyramid and the $6 million man, and it just came out a $6 million question.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
That's pretty good.
People were kind of thinking it was a shot at Marcus Williams. So he's on a rookie contract. The total contract's for $6 million. Yeah, but he's a cheap player. I don't think that they're adding up to $1.5 million in every year and coming to that conclusion that this guy's a waste of $6 million. No, he's cheap. He's on a rookie deal. So I don't think it was a specific call out of anybody. It just in general the whole group. And look, they're at the point too. Like, you just can't keep you can't keep giving up 30 points per game. They shouldn't have gave up the points in this game. It's too easy. T-Bob, like you said, it's cheap. They got to figure it out. Otherwise, this is going to be the thing that brings this team down. And as frustrating as the offense has been to watch at times, Breeze is leading the league in completion percentage. They're scoring 30 points per game. Everything's good on that side of the ball. They just got to stop giving up all these points.
Yeah, I mean, the offense, when you look, Jordy, you're going to have to take over.
Hang on. Nick Underhill joining us. He got sniped there, Nick. Sorry about that. Nick Underhill joining us. Compliments of former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Perrette. How we feeling, big fella? You want to go back in?
I just wanted to ask about the improvement in the offense because they felt really good even without Mike Thomas.
So, yeah, I think this was a game that set up really well for them because Carolina's kind of a static defense that plays a lot of cover 3 and cover 2 zones. So they knew exactly how they were going to be able to attack. And you could have these guys sit in zones, and they did a really great job, especially on Shaq Thompson's side of the field, just kind of sitting between those areas between the linebacker and cornerback or linebacker and safety, and kind of picking them apart. So if you were going to be without your top 2 receivers, this was a game that was really going to line up for you if you had a solid plan. And, the Saints are usually going to have a solid plan. So I don't think that they missed those guys too much. I think going into Chicago, it might be a little bit different. I don't think that it's all is lost if Mike Thomas doesn't play. I don't believe Emmanuel Sanders can play because he showed symptoms. Peyton said he was symptomatic when he was discussing this. I don't know if that's how it officially went in, but if it was, he has to miss 10 days. So I think that takes him out of this one for sure. So if Mike doesn't play, and it's still Marquez Callaway who is battling an ankle sprain, so his status is something to watch day to day too. But if it's him and Traquan Smith in this game, they're going to have to do a little bit more of man coverage beating against the Chicago cornerbacks, which is going to be a little bit stronger of a test. Callaway, he did a good job of that at Tennessee. I looked at some of his production yesterday, his targets there. A lot of it was against man coverage, cover 1. Chicago does a lot of that. So it's a little bit of a jump. He has the talent. He can do it. But I think this game will be a little bit more of a test for those wide receivers than it was against Carolina.
Breeze was great on Sunday. 29 of 36, 287 in the air, 2 scores. His 2-minute attack was flawless. No interceptions. He looked retro on Sunday versus Carolina. What did you make of his performance? And now he's right back atop of the league in completion percentage.
I think he just needed to dial in, and this was some of the stuff we were talking about earlier in the year. I mean, Jordy, I don't know. I mean, we come on here, it seems like a level-headed conversation, but a lot of people just felt like they needed to watch 45 minutes of the Saints offense to speak to a national audience and tell them that this offense was done and come to these really steep conclusions, which just really seemed idiotic, the whole conversation right from the start. I mean, there were signs of things that you needed to watch in areas of concern, but to jump to that early conclusion was kind of outrageous. And I think they're just doing what they were going to do all along. And he needed to work into a rhythm. He needed to settle in with some of these new players. You know, I think taking a guy of his age and messing up his routine and the way he's done things forever threw things out of sync a little bit. But I think that they've settled in and you know, he looks like how he's going to look. This is another game. You don't hear anybody on TV screaming about air yards because he completed so many passes and the receivers were running the right routes. But he only averaged 5.3 yards averaged up to target, his second lowest performance of the season in that. But where's that conversation now? It's not there because they look like the Saints, and this is how they've played forever. So when the receivers are running the right routes and everything's in rhythm, the conversation changes and nobody's talking about this other stuff, which has been the case for this team since 2017. I mean, the way they're playing now is the same it's been since that season, since Brandon Cooks got traded. So, you know, I think a lot of that stuff has went away. I think it was premature. And I think, honestly, it was a lot of people just speaking off of one impression, you know, and they don't really watch this team and they really didn't know what they were talking about.
Nick, does Alvin Kamara deserve a raise?
Hey, look, when he signed that contract, you know, the thing we were talking about on my website, on our podcast, we had this conversation a few times, was that if he waited, he was going to be able to eclipse Christian McCaffrey's contract if he stayed healthy. You know, I think that he's proven on a per-snap basis he's the most talented running back in the NFL. The issue for him was availability. If he would have bet on himself and played out the season, stayed healthy for 16, you know, I think he could have got all the money in the world. You know, he gave up a little bit of that for security, which is not a bad move for a running back.
Yeah, I mean, look at McCaffrey right now, right? It's like the shoes on the other foot this year.
Right. Like, so if he would have got knocked off the field, you lose money. If he'd have got hurt and been able to play through it, I think he still gets the same contract he got now. I think he made the smart move for himself to secure his financial future. But, yeah, I mean, in a weird way, you can look at it already and say, look, this guy's way better than any other running back in the league. That they got him on a bargain. So, you know, I think it's a win-win deal for both sides. You know, he gave a little bit up, but I think it was a smart move for him to give a little bit up.
Yeah, and to be clear, I was being a little tongue-in-cheek there because really I just wanted to talk about how incredible Alvin Kamara's been. Sign up for NewOrleans.football. That is where you can find Nick's work. Trust me when I say it's the best Saints coverage that you can read. Nick goes in-depth on like every single angle that you consider on this team. Nick, how about this? How could we can't get out of his interview without talking about Marcus Davenport finally having that, you know, he very impactful last week, but like the literal game-winning play in a TFL and then a sack to push the ball just a little too far for the Panthers.
You know, that play, I think, is emblematic of something that's good for this whole defense. And the game before, Marshon Lattimore standing there and getting the game-winning tackle, too. As these struggles are going on with this team, there's reasons to be frustrated, and there's reasons to get checked out. It's disorganized. You know, it looks bad. They're the unit not living up to their end of it. It would be easy for players to kind of be in that situation and that late in the game to kind of feel defeated and be like, hey, you know what, like we don't have it. We aren't a good enough team. But no, like every week they're staying in there. They're locked in. They're making these plays at the end of the game. And I just think that mentality is important as they try to find their way through these issues and figure out what's going on and fix it. You know, there's still a belief and a willingness and a fight in them that's going to serve them well as they go through that process. But, you know, more specifically to Davenport, I do think he is a difference maker for this team. I mean, you put him out there, it changes the way they block. Everybody gets more advantageous looks. You know, I do think this was a game where Cam Jordan should have done a little bit more. He only got doubled on, I think, 8 or 9 passing plays, and you know, he only had a couple pressures. It would have been good to see him knocking on the door a little bit more. But, I mean, you know, Teddy Bridgewater had 16 passes that he got out under 2.5 seconds. So, I mean, there's a flip side to that, too, where everything kind of goes hand in hand. But, you know, I think that's the group that you need to see a little bit more out of. I mean, the secondary isn't giving them the help they need to, you know, produce on a consistent basis. But if that's not going to get better, those guys up front, you know, they're the, you know, you got an all-pro. Sheldon Rankins is supposed to be really good coming off this Achilles injury. the other guy, you have 2 first-round picks invested in them. At some point, if the secondary doesn't improve, they're going to have to find a way to get pressure a little bit quicker.
Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football. Make sure and subscribe to both the podcast and become a subscriber to the website for the up-to-date information on the New Orleans Saints. It's the best, and you can catch him here every Tuesday. Compliments of former LSU Tiger and current attorney Chris Barrett. Thank you, Nick. We'll talk next week.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Close at hour 2 next.
Off the Bench with Kalata and T-Bob.
Brought to you by Coy's Diesel. Remember, online at coysdiesel.com. If you live, if you're out in Ascension Parish and you need work on your light, medium, or heavy-duty diesel truck, get over to Coy's Diesel. They're over in Gonzales on Airline Highway, but it doesn't matter really where you are. If you're anywhere in this listening area, Coy's Diesel can get to you online at coysdiesel.com. As soon as you log online, you'll see Kristen pop up in the text box, and she can help you with scheduling a service appointment, sales appointment. They can get you in for service today online, coysdiesel.com.
Yeah, look, if you have a diesel vehicle, you need kind of a home base of operations, right? And that's what Coy's Diesel can be. And yes, look, for emergency services, again, their truck will come to you 24/7 emergency roadside assistance. So that's huge. But what about just like you love your diesel vehicle, you want to upgrade it, you want some new brakes, you want to put exhaust on it, you want to put some NOS in it, you want to put some new gauges, pods, anything, everything, all at Coy's Diesel. Go to coysdiesel.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is it, what smart customers wait for all year. The Richards Honda Trade-In, Trade-Up event. Right now, get more money for your trade and a great price on something new. That's a win-win. Only at richardshonda.com. The smart choice.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services. Hey, football fans, T-Bomb here, reminding you that Hooters is your headquarters for football. If you can't get in, they still got the Hooters girls, the TVs, the wings, the beer, everything you love about game day. But what if you're watching at your house? Maybe having some people over. You don't feel like cooking? Well, great. Hooters, they have your back. You download the Hooters app. You'll get a free app, and then you go and you pick up the food. You bring it home. Everybody loves you because you got Hooters wings, and game day, it's a match made in heaven. Download the app. Get Hooters to go. Hooters, your headquarters for football.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Upgrading your ride is as easy as RichardsHonda.com during the Trade-In, Trade-Up event. It's a once-a-year event with great prices on every vehicle in stock. So trade up today. I-12 at Millerville Road and Richards Honda.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Jimmy Ott's Game Time. We'll be at Doe's Eat Place from 6 to 8 p.m., so come out to Government Street and have some delicious steak or tune into 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, stick around in a couple of minutes. Marcus Davenport will stop by here from the New Orleans Saints. T-Bob will get down to how Davenport feels here going into the next part of the season as we're a month in.
Gotta feel good. He's had 2 solid games, including, not quite a walk-off, but almost the equivalent of a walk-off. In fact, how about that? I guess now that we're just thinking out loud, 2 games in a row where, as critical as we've been of the Saints defense, I'd like to see this at LSU as well. Like, Saints defense has been bad. We've been super critical. But, and Nick touched on it just then, they have made the game-winning plays 2 wins in a row, right? Whether it was Marshawn Lattimore tackling them half a yard short on 4th down to win 2 weeks ago, or then Davenport with the TFL and the sack combo. So, again, like that's a Saints defense that, although they look terrible thus far, you would still think that they should be able to get it fixed and look drastically better. And I think that Marcus Davenport's probably a huge key to making that happen.
Yep. Davenport's coming up here in a couple of minutes. Sean Payton was speaking yesterday on a conference call and was asked about preparations for Hurricane Zeta and what New Orleans is anticipating.
Yeah, nothing yet. We've discussed it, and yet I would say in the early stages. We're certainly paying attention to it, and we'll have a plan in the event we feel like it's something that could prohibit our schedule. Hopefully it's not, and yet, the one thing about a hurricane, different than some other events, having lived in the Midwest or out west, you do get this 3-4 day advance notice, different than a tornado or an earthquake, and that allows you a little chance to prepare.
So we'll see. New Orleans Saints head coach Sean Payton yesterday on his conference call. Marcus Davenport coming up here in a couple of minutes. All of the off-the-bench sound brought back to you by Carriages of Baton Rouge. Search it online. Make sure you are a subscriber to the OTB YouTube page. Enjoy your Tuesday. Talk to you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.
Stick around. Mark Davenport next.
Off the Bench with Collada and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily here by, remember, Ochsner Sports Medicine. Ochsner Sports Medicine is online at ochsner.org. If you are an elite athlete, if you're an ancient athlete, somewhere in between, and you're looking to get back into the game, remember, over at Ochsner Sports Medicine, they can do that for you very effectively today. They've got the best technology, as it is state-of-the-art facilities that you can find in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and in Covington on the North Shore. Find out today if they can help you and get you back in the game, ochsner.org.
Ochsner.org. So there's a few things I want to talk about here. First off, if you do get injured, no matter your age, Ochsner's where you want to go. They can explore the best non-surgical options, right? The latest techniques. So maybe you avoid ever having to get cut on. But if you do have to go and get surgery, the pre-op, post-op, the actual OR, all of them, it's second to none. The facilities are incredible. So they are your one-stop shop. If you ever get injured, just go to ochsner.org, ochsner.org.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Tuesday, October 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, scattered thunderstorms with a high of 86. Coming up on OTBOT, New Orleans Saints defensive end Marcus Davenport joins the show next. Make sure you get over to the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. You can watch it live. OTBOT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in OTBOT. T-Bob, Danny, and Musa with you as we are every day in this third hour. And let's go ahead and dive into it right now. I am super hyped to talk to the hero from Sunday's game. Of course, who else could I be talking about but Marcus Davenport, the man who closed it out with not just a sack, the TFL before the sack, pushing the Panthers just a foot too far to send that game into OT. Marcus, what's up, man? I'm so excited to have you join us this morning.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, thanks. Thanks really for having me.
Hey.
I appreciate it.
So, okay, so I mean, obviously, look, man, that's where I got to start. I got to start with that last drive where, you know, a bit of an up and down day for the defense, kind of really needing to stop, not coming up with it, and then when you had to have it, I mean, back-to-back plays, the TFL that then set up the 8-yard sack. Take us through your head, just that entire sequence on that last drive.
You know, we knew we had to have it, and you know, I have to give you know, all the praise and everything to our coaches and everybody else. You know, they kind of just set me up and put me in the right position. From there is just play calling, and you know, we were able to get home. There was not much to it.
Marcus, when you look at your when you just look at your journey to this point, right? This was like the first like big like game-winning play, but last week really helped increase that pass rush. Obviously, you look at last year for the injury right before the playoffs, had a very nice year. What is just kind of like what has been your journey in these first few years in the league? Specifically, how has your pass rush approach kind of evolved as you get deeper into your career on the NFL level?
You know, I feel I had to learn a lot, you know, more or less on just believing in the pass rush plan and not necessarily just going out there and just trying to be athletic, you know. But I have to say, Coach Nilsson and, you know, basically the whole D-line has helped me a lot with that, you know, just more of the confidence of my own play and creating my own kind of game. So I feel it.
Well, it's hard. Look, when you look at the whole D-line, I mean, you, Cam, Rankins, Onyemata, Hendrickson, like it's a group of good guys. But guys that have all dealt with some adversity at one time or another as well. When you were going through some of these injury struggles and you're in that, you know, you're in the rehab room and Rankins there with you and Cam Jordan as well. What's that? What was that like? Like, because you're at a low point there. How did you kind of make it through that, and did it help having them there with you?
Yeah, I can say it helped a lot, you know, especially for the most part. You know, there was a time when I couldn't even really do the drills yet, so I just had to watch. And, you know, I feel like it's always good to have people there to be able to help guide you and, you know, be able to be a goal, you know, even for a time, you know, especially when you really couldn't do much. So I say, you know, I was blessed with my teammates, especially throughout that.
Marcus, help me out here. We're talking Marcus Davenport, defensive end of the New Orleans Saints. You played for Frank Wilson at UTSA, right?
Yes, sir.
I also got to play for Frank back in the day. I used to love that man. What has Frank Wilson meant to kind of your career in college and now into even the NFL?
Frank meant a lot. I feel like Frank was one of the first coaches, especially my head coach when I got there, that kind of changed the tempo. You know, Coach Coker was there, and he started the program. But when Frank got there, you know, he kind of changed it. He brought like the new school, the LSU swag. You know, he tried to make us a pro on and off the field. I feel like that's what he really wanted to show, and that's what he got his point across. You know, he definitely helped me my senior year, and you know, I have to give kudos to Frank.
Well, and what's wild then, Marcus, is like you end up going from UTSA football, and then you're on an NFL field. That jump's already crazy enough if you're going from like an Ohio State or something. Was there ever a moment where you were kind of taken aback, like, whoa, this is like completely different than what I was doing previously?
I think, you know, if you really think about it, for the most part, I thought like that before, but it's just football. And, shoot, that's what my coach here has been telling me, you know, from the get-go. You know, if you really overthink it, then you're giving other people the power. So it's just football.
Okay, so I know this got a lot of run after the draft, and I don't know if it's true or not. So I'm just going to ask it. And if it's not true, that's cool. Just say it's not true. Are you an anime fan?
Yeah.
What's your favorite anime that you've ever seen? I mean, Death Note's up there for me. I'm a big One Punch Man fan. I recently wait. What do you like?
I said Saitama, but My Hero has to be my one.
Okay, I'm in season 2 right now. It's a little. I'm like on the edge of it. I'm enjoying the kind of school athletic games that they're playing right now. So you've seen all of My Hero Academia?
Yep, so far.
Okay. Do you ever take any of that anime mindset to the field? Do that Otaku, like, I gotta be the best mindset?
Yeah, you know, I think that's always there. You know, sometimes a little bit more than others, but shoot, you know, plus ultra. You know, you always want to go above and beyond.
Hell yeah, dude. Marcus Davenport, hold it down for all the anime nerds out there. This man just had a game-winning sack in an NFL game on Sunday and has seen all of My Hero Academia. If you're out there listening, kids, don't let anybody bully you over your anime love, okay? Everybody's doing it now. talking to Marcus Davenport. Hey, so take me into this year. Injuries, kind of ups at the beginning when you had all this momentum coming into camp, but really through 2 games, bro, I feel like you've been really feeling it. What kind of form do you feel like you're in right now?
I feel like with anything, it's just a process. With missing a couple games, I still have to, stack days. I can't even say it's really games. I have to keep on stacking days. So, I feel like things are coming along easier, but like I said, it's still a process.
How are y'all feeling about the Bears next Sunday? Have y'all gotten to start any prep there, or does that kind of start today?
Immediately after the game, you always kind of have to look ahead. But they're a good team, and I know we're definitely excited. We got to see them play, every week, so it's going to be one of those games.
You ever watch any Cowboy Bebop? A little bit more old school.
Oh, yeah. Who's your favorite character? I like Spike.
Spike's excellent. To me, what I can't get away from is the music. There's a Cowboy Bebop jazz remix playlist that I just play constantly while I'm working. It's incredible. What about DBZ? Surely you're a DBZ fan.
Okay. Yeah, but after Ultra Instinct, man, I don't know about this new show. I feel like there's a lot going on. If you've seen it.
Okay, so no, I haven't. I haven't kept up with. I haven't seen. I guess I get all the way. The Boo Saga is where my DBZ knowledge ends. So if we're talking old school DBZ, who's your favorite character?
Vegeta.
Yes.
Okay. The favorite character has to be Trunks. Future Trunks when he comes back, and Frieza just got there and
he whipped Frieza's ass, dude. And this is right after you've seen Frieza like for an entire season just dominate. Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah, he has to be the coldest dude, and he came with the sword. Hey.
That's really funny, man, because that was my exact same character growing up, favorite character. I loved Vegeta, but then once Trunks showed up with that sword, he had kind of the cool 90s haircut and that odd jacket that cuts off too short. It was excellent.
Capsule Corp? Yeah.
Capsule Corp. All right, Marcus, well, I've taken up enough of your time with Random Anime Talk. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Keep kicking ass. I know I speak for a lot of Saints fans when it was great to see you set up that game-winning play. Okay, last one here. How when you got back into that locker room after the game, were you getting a little extra love from the boys?
Yeah, that's just one of the things. We get set up in these positions, and it's for the most part it's on us to come through. I know everybody definitely appreciates the play, and shoot, I was just happy with the win. So, hey, it's one of those things.
Hell yeah, man. 4-2. Keep it up. Keep kicking ass, Marcus. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right, Marcus Davenport, New Orleans Saints first-round pick, defensive end. Been a huge impact in the 2 games and since he got back. When we get back, we will dive into closing the book as we do every Tuesday on the NFL week that was, as we kind of go down the results and look at what kind of stood out to us from each game. So stick around here on OTBOT.
OTBOT. We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community without being asked? We think that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank and Trust. If you know someone who exhibits all of these qualifications, nominate them for a Good Citizen Award, and they could receive $500 from Citizens Bank. And we'll recognize them here on the show. Get the details at citizensbankandtrust.com, and then nominate your good citizen.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Do you know the proper way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in your office? We do. We're Jani-King, a leader in the cleaning industry for over 30 years, and we've developed comprehensive programs to address proper cleaning and disinfection. We have experience in applying disinfecting programs in hospitals, office buildings, schools, and other venues. Now we're ready to help and able to assist customers that need disinfecting services.
The king of clean.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Yo, join us for a Tuesday edition of Hanging with Hester and Haney, presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. Chris Doing of the SEC Network joins us. Hunt Palmer sits in for an hour, and also Ken Trahan of CrescentCitySports.com to talk New Orleans Saints on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back, OTB OT. Wrapped up Marcus Davenport. Very, very pleased to learn that his favorite character was Trunks. Trunks' toy that I used to sleep with every night, carried around everywhere with me. You could actually take the sword out of the sheath and then put it back in. It was always a huge plus for me when it came to toys I would play with. Also, kind of lost in the shuffle, y'all. It is Stan Van Gundy Day. Stan Van Gundy is going to be introduced as the Pelicans head coach at 2 p.m. today, a virtual press conference. I am hammering Pelican leadership to try to get a Stan on sometime this week. We'll see if we can pull it off or not, but I cannot wait. I think Stan Van Gundy is a great hire, but who really cares about my opinion, right? I am a basketball fan. I don't really know what I'm talking about. And so we'll have Schmidt Dua coming on in about 13 minutes to give you his breakdown of the Van Gundy, maybe what to expect this afternoon. All right, Moose, every week at this time, we do this where, and now I love it, the entire chat is just awesome anime talk, DBZ talk. I will say this, somebody said I should watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. You'd be funny, man. I talk about, kids out there thinking that just animes for nerds. The entire LSU football team, or a lot of it, when I was in college, got very into DBZ Kai. And it's because how they train is a lot like how you train in football, right? Where in Dragon Ball Z, the Saiyans, they have to take damage, and then, they train really hard, take damage, and they come back even stronger. Well, how do you build muscle? It's literally that. You work out so hard that you tear your muscle fibers down, and then they build back even stronger. And I'll never forget, we used to call Cam Newton Final Form Frieza. And sure enough, he was Final Form Frieza in that LSU Auburn game back in 2010. He was incredible, and it was really hard to deal with. Unfortunately, we did not have a Super Saiyan Goku ready to go toe-to-toe with him. All right, let's get into our kind of NFL roundup as we close the book on the week that was. Musso, you got my... Oh, look at my guy. He may not care about anime, but he had my bed music ready to roll.
Correct.
And I'm still filling time.
Correct.
Because this damn website won't load. What is going on here? I clicked on this like 30 seconds ago. Good God, I just need the scores in front of me.
Where do you want to start? I have them in front of me.
Just go down the list. Give me a game.
Okay, well, the Lions beat the Falcons 23-22.
Okay. Again, like I said, hilarious that the Falcons continue to find ways to lose. Unbelievable. Just percentage-wise, the math on these losses is absurd. These 98% beats, it's like it should be impossible. That said, even though I know Todd Gurley's all upset with himself and everything, he's really a genius. Because first off, he has incentives in his contract where if he scores X amount of touchdowns, he'll make millions more. So he took a step towards that goal. And the Falcons have a new GM, or they're going to. They want to pick high. Like, why do you want to beat the Lions? It serves no purpose for you to beat the Lions. So good job, Todd Gurley.
The Browns dispatched the Bengals 37-34. Joe Burrow's game-winning drive turns out to not be a game-winning drive because the Bengals defense is bad.
Yeah, Odell Beckham lost a year on the ACL. It's a huge bummer. Even though there's all these weird numbers where like Baker's maybe like better when not targeting Odell when he's not on the field. I view that with skepticism. I guess we'll see if it ends up being true or not. But who knows? Maybe this is the first of a lot of Ohio quarterback duels to come between those two young guys. I mean, Burrow's definitely the truth. I still don't know if Cleveland feels like they're fully committed to Baker. But I mean, 5 go-ahead touchdowns in that fourth quarter. It was awesome. But Bengals defense also has to be pretty terrible to allow Baker Mayfield to throw for 5 touchdowns. Danny's nodding his head back.
Yeah,
there.
I mean that's really bad.
Yeah, I still don't think the Browns are legit.
But it's like we said.
They might make the wild card. But.
Yes, they are. They're in the process. They are now, it looks like, better than the bad teams. They still cannot hang with the good teams. Yes. That's fine, though. That's fine for the Cleveland Browns. Like, that's what I want for the Pelicans. Like, if the Pelicans can be the Browns of 2020, I can live with that. And then you try to take that next step once you establish consistency.
Yeah, but the Pelicans, they've been in that A-seed conversation for a while now. They have. They've been fighting for it for like a while. It's like
they're normally on the outside looking in type
Yes
deal.
and no. Yes and no. I don't know if I can give them that. I don't know if I can give them all that.
I mean, they're not legit, but like.
But I mean, they're adjacent to it. But it is traditionally, now it's changing the NFL as well. But it's traditionally easier to make the playoffs in the NBA, and they don't make it a lot of times. Yeah, sure, they're in the AC conversation, but they've only won it like once or twice.
No,
so.
I wasn't comparing though. I was just.
We'll see. No, it's a fair point. It's a fair point, Dave. Stand by your takes, okay? Stand by your takes. You love Andy Dalton. You love the Los Angeles Dodgers. You might win a championship tonight. Stand by.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Musso, what you got? You think? I was going to ask you that earlier.
I think the Rays even it up.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, I told you the first baseball game I watched in years, beginning to end, was the Game 7 with Braves Dodgers. I'll watch a Game 7.
This was the game of the day until Sunday Night Football happened, but the Steelers improved to 6-0, 27-24 win over the Titans. Were up big at the half. Turnovers kind of ended up making the game close at the end. James Conner, the leading rusher in the game, not Derrick Henry.
Yeah, this was a crazy game here. Steelers early on just looked like it was like not even a problem dealing with the Titans. They were rolling on third down, dominating, and then something shifted. And really, I think that's going to be one of the goals with this Titans team is because sometimes Derrick Henry is a bit of a slow starter, right? And that's just how the running game works. Guys are fresh at the beginning of the game. They're able to stop you. Derrick Henry leans on you enough by games in, he starts to break through. And that's what happens here. Unfortunately, they just come up just short. What happened at the very end? I'm trying to remember. Was it a turnover?
They missed the field goal to send it to overtime.
They missed it. Oh, that's right. Gostkowski. Gostkowski missed the field
goal to send
What
it
a
to
weird year he's had. He had a terrible game. Then he comes back and hits a game winner the next week. And now he fails Mike Vrabel once again.
T-Bob, if I would have told you preseason that the Pittsburgh Steelers would be the last remaining undefeated team in the NFL, you would have said what?
No, I mean, I don't think I would have believed you. I mean, but we knew they were going to be good though. Let's not be like I didn't know they were going to be this good. But remember, they went 8-8 last year with like Mason Rudolph and what's his name? I don't know, like
Nobody
Duck
remembers.
Hodges.
Yeah,
I think was one of the names.
He sounded like a character from Looney Tunes.
You can't be a quarterback named Duck. It just doesn't work. I mean, you have to throw spirals, not ducks. There's a core disconnect there. So yeah, now that Big Ben's back and adding Chase Claypool, they're incredible.
Bills over Jets 18-10. Nothing but field goals for Buffalo and your boy Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about what's going on with the Buffalo Bills right now, dude.
I will say he had a good game. He just did not find the end zone. He rushed for 61 yards. He threw for over 300.
Oh, I didn't realize
30 of 43. I mean, that's a good day.
Well, the stats feel so much better than the game did, though. The game felt very halting and stilting and like not very efficient, but they're another team that is learning how to win consistently. It doesn't look like they'll win the AFC East, though.
They have the Patriots this week. The Patriots could fall to 2-5. That's very realistic.
Bills, if not now, win. There is blood in the water with the Pats. Cam Newton's out there talking about maybe losing his job. Like, you got to take advantage.
And the Jets went into full hyperdrive, scoring 10 points.
I mean,
they did.
That's a good point, Danny. Give the Jets credit where credit's due. 10 points for the Jets, and I think they actually cover because they were like plus 11. The Jets are the only team that consistently gets these double-digit spreads this year. Again, though, do not fire Adam Gase, Jets. You already made the incredibly stupid decision to hire him. You now have to ride this thing out and get the first overall pick.
If not for the New York Jets, a team that might be in the worst position possible right now is the Dallas Cowboys. They fell 25-3 to the Washington football team, lost Andy Dalton because of a concussion. I don't know who they play at quarterback, and their defense can't stop anybody. And Mike McCarthy's not a good head coach.
Yeah, no, again, like we said yesterday, he's just getting a little too obese. And he's starting to get that wonky eye, and you can't trust a guy once he starts to get that wonky eye. Like, if I ever look in the mirror and one of my eyes starts popping sideways, I'm going to have to lose some weight. Mike, I know you're stressed. You're trying to work hard. At this point, you're probably getting fired anyway. It's time to focus on you. Andy Dalton remains bad. I feel bad for him taking that cheap shot.
I don't think he gets fired. Ooh. He can lean on, well, we lost Dak for the year.
But they were terrible before that.
But he was keeping us in the games, and now we lost him. They beat the Washington football team with Dak Prescott, don't you think?
Yes.
Okay, so
but the defense is still horrid.
Then our backup quarterback went down. I don't think he gets fired this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a bad reflection on Jerry Jones if he pulled the trigger right now.
It would be. I don't think he's going to fire him during the year. But by year's end, I mean, they're going to have a real conversation.
Maybe, yeah.
It just feels so uninspired. Whatever. Well, I guess only time will tell on Dallas. I do feel for Andy Dalton catching that cheap shot, but
that was terrible.
So, by the way, Stephen A. Smith, always him and my old man are my favorite two cowgirl haters, and him dancing in his super sweet man cave and making fun of the cowgirls. It's my favorite internet content. Great job, Stephen A.
Packers bounce back 35-20 over the Houston Texans. Yeah. Anybody have anything on that?
Packers just look really badass again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody could have predicted Texans being as bad.
I mean, yeah, and it almost goes beyond just DeAndre Hopkins. What they are paying what they are paying for right now are the multiple sins of Bill O'Brien, the GM, over the years. It's not just the DeAndre Hopkins trade. That's just kind of maybe the most impactful piece.
Straw that broke the camel's back.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, Ryan Seacrest, David from Schitt's Creek. Costume on Good Morning America right now. It's incredible.
Anyway, the Buccaneers beat the Raiders 45-20. Tom Brady, 369 yards, 4 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette, leading rusher.
I hate
50
this.
yards.
I hate this. And granted, this game's a little closer than it looked, but the final score
didn't indicate. I was about to say 25 points. What?
Well, no, but I mean, it was like 24-20 late in the game, and then
they ran the score up.
Yeah, they just exploded on them. But
Tom Brady's throwing touchdowns with 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, by the way, Brady with these scores,
Up 18.
Is he 1 touchdown ahead of Brees now? Or 2? I don't know what the total
I
number
believe he's
is.
1 touchdown career ahead of Drew Brees at the moment.
So Brees throws 2, runs for 1, so that doesn't count. But he throws 2 on Sunday. Brady throws 4.
Brady also ran for 1.
Brady, wow,
He had 5 touchdowns.
Brady is now leading the league all time in touchdown passes with Brees 1 behind him.
Yep.
So that's like, so you could literally have the Saints-Butts game in a couple of weeks where they are like they're literally an NFL record is being fought back and forth, push and pull.
I think they moved it to prime time.
Good.
Sunday night they did.
This Sunday? No, not this Sunday.
No, next Sunday.
Have they moved this Sunday night's primetime game yet? I think it's supposed to be
It's
like
Cowboys Eagles, and they have not.
Oh my God! Can you flex it this early in the season? We have got to
I
get.
would, please.
Sunday night has been such a great football zone this year. We have got to get Cowboys Eagles out of there.
I understand that Sunday Night Football, the running joke is it's the NFC East game of the week, but come on, not this year.
Yeah, ridiculous. Okay, and also the Bucs look pretty terrifying.
They're good.
Devin White is just unreal, and
Yeah, 11 tackles.
I mean, I just don't see where the weaknesses are defensively. So.
I mean, the secondary was supposed to be their weakness, and they've actually been pretty solid just because of the youth that they had back there was supposed to be a weakness, but they've been pretty good.
I'm glad the Saints got him early and took one off him.
Now
I
they
think
got
they're
him
going to be
again.
hard pressed in this second one.
Saints are going to sweep them.
Okay.
Oh,
Danny,
let's go,
Danny,
dude.
keep that energy,
Let's go,
Danny.
dude.
They're going to sweep them.
Hell yeah, bruh.
Chiefs 43, Broncos 16 in the snow. Does anybody really care? No?
No. Chiefs are tight. It's so funny. This is like how good the Chiefs are. I was reading like a power rankings of where each team needs to improve, and the Chiefs beat writer's like, our kicker has to make more extra points. He's only made 80% of them, which is last
That's
in the
terrible.
league.
What are you
and
doing?
eventually it'll bite you. And then he's like, but he has made like 95% of his field goals, but still.
But we're putting up 43 points, so we should be actually
and
really
now
fine.
we have Le'Veon Bell,
Get
and
outta
now not only like do we have Le'Veon Bell, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been kicking ass since they signed Le'Veon Bell.
That's just a flex on the league, right? Oh, our field goal, our extra points aren't going through. It's fine.
Exactly.
Get
And then
out-
we
get
got
out of here. Who said that? Get the guy out of here.
Ooh, yeah. speaking of-
49ers 33, Patriots 6. The dynasty is dead.
By the way, I went 0-3 in the Degeneration Dome.
Oh no!
And this was one of the games that I took Pats minus 2.5.
You are the public.
I am the public. That's why I had to celebrate while I was on top.
There you go.
Got to start climbing back up there. The Patriots look really bad. The Patriots look really bad offensively. I don't know how they get it fixed. For years now, like I said, in my mind, Cam Newton is still final form Frieza, but he's more. I don't know. He's probably more like Yamcha at this point, and I don't know if that's going to change.
Chargers 30.
Musa, who's Yamcha?
I don't know. Chargers 39, Jaguars 29, and then the game of the night, game of the week.
Well, you're gonna
Cardinals.
skip
who
over
cares?
Chargers,
Who-
Jags?
who
Like there's
cares?
no
Who
there's no
cares?
value there.
T-Bob, who cares?
Justin Herbert balled out.
Okay,
Justin Herbert's really good. I mean that's the only
that's
thing
great.
about
He also
Chargers.
finally got a win. So I mean, I don't care.
Okay,
the
give my guy
the
some
Jaguars
credit.
are awful. They're
I
awful.
know.
Cardinals knocked the Seahawks from the ranks of the unbeaten 37-34 in overtime.
Yeah, completely shocking. Tyler Lockett goes off. Fantasy
200
owners
yards,
everywhere rejoice.
3 touchdowns.
But the Cardinals, man, speaking of like stock market seasons, Cardinals stock shoot super high in the beginning. They lose 2 in a row. We're all calling them frauds. They're not that good. Now they've rattled off 3 in a row, including a super quality win over the Seattle Seahawks. And also, what's the NFC West standings?
The Seahawks
Right
are
now.
5-1. The Cardinals are 5-2. I believe the Rams are
Now
next
5-2
at
now?
5-2, and then you have the Niners at 4-3.
Wow, and right now every they're 4-3.
They're 4-3.
And right now every single team analytically and mathematically is predicted to make the playoffs.
They could all that could actually happen. I really think that they could all 4 of those teams could make the playoffs.
The only thing is the Niners, of course, because they're just cursed this year. They caught a couple more injuries on
They
Sunday,
did.
didn't they? So
did.
credit to Shanahan, keeps overcoming him. But
How many running backs do they have?
Yeah, I don't know. Because they keep getting hurt and they just keep rolling them in.
Seattle got to get a pass rush because
Yeah.
it's really killing their defense without having any pressure on the opposing quarterback.
Yeah, and is Jamal Adams? Jamal Adams is
He
playing
is
right
still
now,
out.
right?
He's still
he's
out
still out.
with
Yeah.
a groin, which I mean, a groin can nag you for the whole season.
And speaking of pass rush, that is one of the elements that he brings. If you think back to that first game in which he dominated, that's maybe where he had his biggest impact. So, yeah, I feel you, man. Seahawks in my power rankings have taken a hit because y'all are right. I was wrong. Their defense is trash.
And finally, last night on Monday Night Football, the Rams and Sean McVay, Jared Goff, 24, the Bears, 10.
I told y'all yesterday my only hope for avoiding an 0-3 week was Nick Foles and the Chicago Bears, and you reap what you sow. I feel like the Jets must have when they watched Adam Gase's crazy eyes shooting around that room in the press conference. Like, even after the first drive, I knew I had made a huge mistake. And sure enough, I did.
Well, they had no running game, so.
No, the Bears are just bad. The Bears are just bad.
Well, we've been saying it, though, for a while. They're the worst 5-1 team in the league. How did they get there?
Yeah, but I convinced myself.
Eventually, it's going to happen, and it happened. And now this serves as a get-right game for the Saints defense.
See, so the upside-down logic,
Hopefully.
yeah, I know, right? Who's it really get-right for? I guess we'll figure out. But my upside-down logic was like, they're terrible, but they're 5-1, so there's something there that I'm not understanding. So even though I know they're bad, I'm just going to bet on them because I think they'll get it done. And no.
They beat the Bucs. I mean,
they did beat the Bucs.
They have a really good defense. They just
How, I don't know.
The NFL's so weird sometimes, dude. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I did like a tweet from Booger McFarland last night, which because we always do put on the quarterbacks in Chicago, but what's the deal with Matt Nagy? I mean, like Booger said, isn't he from the Sean McVay tree? Look at everybody else who's kind of from that school of thought, whether it's like Shanahan, McVay, Zach Taylor with the Bengals. Like all these guys are doing such creative things offensively. Where is all of that for the Chicago Bears? It's just nowhere to be found. So hopefully it stays nowhere to be found this Sunday and the Saints can roll. All right, that's your NFL roundup. Remember, tomorrow we'll preview the best games. So this is kind of like the turning of the page. We are heating up almost halfway through this NFL season. When we get back, we'll quickly check in with Shamit Dua as it is Stan Van Gundy Day for the New Orleans Pelicans. See you soon.
OTB, OT.
Go to Hooters for football this weekend. Why? Because Hooters is your headquarters football. Why? Well, I mean, that's probably pretty easy to understand, right? The wings, the beers, all the televisions for all the sports, the Hooters girls, the ambiance, everything that you love. Did I say the wings? Those delicious, breaded, tasty wings tossed in the classic South. Well, guess what? If you can't get into Hooters because space is limited right now during the pandemic, it's full up. Why don't you bring the wings to you? Or even if you're just having people over, you're watching them at home. Maybe you lucked out and somehow your wife and kids left town. Now you're getting to watch games all day alone on Saturday. Don't worry about cooking. Don't worry about cleaning. Download the Hooters app on your phone. You'll get a free appetizer when you do so. Maybe some fried pickles or something. And then you can order Hooters wings to go right from there, right to your house. And you never have to leave or do anything except eat wings. So download the app, go to HootersToGo.com. Hooters.
Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hi, this is Chance Inman, President and Chief Operating Officer for Janney King Gulf Coast. Here are some ways to protect yourself and those around you from the coronavirus. Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover coughs and sneezes with your elbow. Disinfect high-touch surfaces regularly. Use non-contact methods for greeting others. And avoid touching your face. Following these steps, as well as social distancing, should help all of us stay healthy.
Janney King, the king of clean.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, presented by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Rohan Davey joins us. He'll recap and assess TJ Finley's performance. And we'll talk Saints with Larry Holder. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, OT. Shout out to Duchess Elite Models in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Thought for sure that was a bot account, but they got football takes, so I don't know exactly what's going on there. I do love it, though. They're saying that Joe Brady's going to ball out, which he is doing right now. And then, and without Christian McCaffrey. So, like, I'm still intrigued to see what C-Mac can do with him when he gets back. But that he's going to ball out, and then he'll be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys next year. That would be so appropriate. By the way, look, first take right now, should the Cowboys fire Mike McCarthy? Now, that's where we're at. All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got my guy, Shamit Dua. As it is Stan Van Gundy Day, officially going to be introduced via virtual press conference this afternoon. Schmidt, what's going on, man? Are you hyped for SVG? I always want to say VJ. SVG.
SVG time, baby.
Let's go, baby. Okay, so first, before we get into what to expect today for the press conference, you are a basketball mind. What was your opinion of the hire and how it fits with what the Pels want to do in the future?
I was very pleased with the hire. I think everyone you talk to has raved about Stan's teacher abilities. That's been reported in the press ad nauseum. But he kind of brings this strong personality, which I think the Pelicans really need, especially their young guys. When Alvin Gentry was more of the nice uncle type of figure, I think Stan Van Gundy is actually not going to be afraid to put some discipline, put some fire in these kids and hold them accountable, because he holds himself to that standard. And I think the Pelicans really need that level of accountability to take the next step.
And so you mentioned the young players, and this is one thing that I saw kind of bandied about by people who maybe weren't fans of the hire, is that they didn't think that he could connect with these young players. Where do you stand on that?
I see where that concern is coming from. I don't personally agree with it. I think, the more people you talk to, the more fans you see of Stan Van Gundy. His players really, really respect him. J.J. Redick has called him the best coach he's ever played with. Dwayne Wade has really high praise for him. So if he can connect with those guys at different stages of their career, I think he's not going to have any issues connecting with the Pelicans young team, and especially if they bring in a robust assistant coaching staff with him.
Talking to Schmidt Dua at Fear the Brown on Twitter, lead writer for Bourbon Street Shots. Schmidt, what about here in year number one? And I'm sure we'll get some more insight into this today as to where his head is kind of at. But, like, as someone who has covered this team for so long, what do you think the acceptable goal level is for the Pels this year? Where should fans' expectations be?
I think procedurally establishing an identity should be one of the goals. Figure out who you are as a team. Previously it was pace, but beyond that, it wasn't much substance, right? And so I want to see what Stan Van Gundy instills into the culture of this team, especially from a defensive standpoint. Is this team going to take a leap defensively? I don't think the offense is going to be any issue when you have guys like Zion and Brandon Ingram and, even Drew Holiday. So I want to see what kind of leap this team takes defensively, and I think we need to see that from their star players first. If you can get Zion and Brandon Ingram to buy in, to me, that's a successful season in and of itself, and the rest will take care of itself, down the line. But if you can get those two to buy in on defense, everything's going to fall in line for the future.
So it is kind of interesting, right? Because you're talking about a lot of names there, and I feel like just a couple weeks ago, a lot of names were talking about maybe being moved out of New Orleans. What does the Stan hire mean for the Pels personnel? Like, do you expect any changes, any big additions or departures?
Personally, I don't think it has changed their plan. I think their plan has always kind of been, hey, we'll see what the market looks like for some of these guys. If we're going to get an offer that blows us away for Drew Holiday, for JJ Redick, then, we'll listen. We'll take it. But we're not actively, calling teams to be like, hey, do you want Drew? Do you want JJ? So I think their plan is relatively the same. Be a competitive team, build around those young stars, see how you can accentuate them, and if a good deal comes along that gives you pieces for a longer timeline, then they're going to pounce on it.
Is having Trajan Langdon as the GM and David Griffin instead of Stan Van Gundy as the GM, is that the key to avoiding what went wrong in Detroit?
I think part of what went wrong in Detroit was the litany of injuries, so I don't know if the GMs are going to be able to change that, but I agree from a personnel standpoint, it's a good thing to keep Stan Van Gundy on the coaching side, especially when it comes to draft considerations or free agency signings. Now, I'm sure, as any front office does, they collaborate with their coaching staff on who they're going to bring in, but the ultimate decision makers are the steady and experienced hands of Trajan Langdon and David Griffin, and I think that separation of powers is really going to do the team good.
Speaking of the draft, I almost really haven't even thought about it yet, despite the fact that it's creeping up here, getting closer. What do you think? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, we're less than a month away now from November 18th. Where's your head at with the Pels and maybe what they plan to do?
The draft has really snuck up on us, and what's wild is training camp is probably going to be 2 weeks from the draft time.
Wow.
And, those rookies are going to have those 2 weeks to move into the market, find a house, and then all of a sudden they're in training camp. So it's going to be a pretty wild process. I think the team, has, and amateur draft analysts like me have had months and months and months to look at this draft class. There wasn't an NCAA tournament this year, but there has been a lot of time to evaluate the games they did play. And so I think the Pelicans are in pretty good position at 13. It's not a draft where there's a Zion Williamson at the top of the draft, but there is potential to be many solid high-level players or high-level role players, maybe fringe all-stars, and I think it's deeper than it looks from that perspective. So I think they're going to be able to find good value at 13.
How many picks do they have overall in this? Have any of those Laker picks come? Did they start triggering this year?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's the following year, but they have 1 first-round pick and 3 second-round picks at this moment. I'd be very surprised if all 4 of those players become Pelicans. I'm sure they're going to try to combine some of the picks and move up, maybe consolidate some of those draft slots or push it into a future draft. But, again, it's one of those things where if one of those blow-you-away offers comes for a Drew Holiday, you might have even more draft picks. So we'll see what happens with how many rookies they're bringing in. But as of now, it seems like they have more picks than they'll have roster spots.
Shamit Dua at Fear the Brown, lead writer for Bourbon Street Shot. Shamit, what do y'all got going on with the site today with Stan Van Gundy Day?
Yeah, we're going to keep you updated on everything with regards to his presser, and then probably do a little breakdown on things he said after a rewatch, and we'll podcast about it. So just all Stan Van Gundy.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. At Fear the Brown on Twitter again, and check it out at bourbonstreetshots.com. Schmidt, you have a great day, bro.
Thank you, Keith.
All right. Yes, Steve Van Gundy, 2 p.m. today. Again, like I said, I am desperately trying to get him on here, hopefully later in the week. If you've ever heard him on Levitard, he's really good on the radio, and I can't wait to see that opening press conference today. All right, we will close out OTB OT next.
OTB OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different, those talents, in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractor.
Join us for a Tuesday edition of Jimmy Ott's Game Time. We'll be at Doe's Eat Place from 6 to 8 p.m., so come out to Government Street and have some delicious steak or tune in to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Oh, sorry, couldn't get my headphones on. Welcome back. OTBOT. Wrapping up the show here. Look at some of these mailbag questions, ones that we didn't maybe get to just kind of close out the end of the show. I am very excited for the next few days. There is a lot going on. First off, we get Stan Van Gundy press conference today, which I'm really excited to break down and see how kind of the public responds to that. Then on Friday, obviously the big news there. I mean, first off, we have Halloween coming up, which is spectacular. Have you all thought any more about black turtleneck themed costumes? Danny, I know you've got a great one. Have you started to put yours together yet, Danny?
Yes, I've started putting everything together.
Musso?
I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing.
Are you?
I have no.
Are you close to? So if I give you an idea, will you do it?
Maybe it depends. I've never been a big dress. Even when I was a kid, like I've never just been a big Halloween dress up.
Yeah, but this is
person.
peer pressure. You have to.
No. You're always told to say no to peer pressure.
No,
actually.
But no, peer pressure works though. You're told to be like, okay, is this good peer pressure or bad peer pressure? And like, yeah, if I'm like telling you like smoke these cigs, yeah, you tell me no.
I'd say of course, hand it over.
But if I'm telling, yeah, okay, that's fair. But if I'm telling you,
just kidding.
if I'm telling you like, hey, you should get a good night's sleep tonight, otherwise you're not cool. Is that bad because it's peer pressure?
I mean, no, but it's also I just can't say it just based on your opinion.
Exactly.
And your recommendation.
I guess so. Will you paint your face blue? Can you go as a Blue Man Group member on Friday with a black turtleneck?
Just one Blue Man Group?
Yeah, just one Blue Man member because we're gonna have a theme unifying us.
I'd have to buy paint.
What if I get you the paint?
Because of turtleneck?
Yes, yeah, because the black turtleneck.
I need a black turtleneck. I don't have any turtlenecks.
Well, we can go to that's a quick Target trip. Ain't no problem. You think I got a turtleneck? Look at my fat face. This thing's not made for turtlenecks. I'm trying to squeeze out all the neck out of this thing that I can. I mean, if you have a double chin, a turtleneck doesn't help. It just accentuates.
I think we need a different idea. I don't think I want to paint. That's a lot. That's just extra work. It would, but I get ready in the morning and it's just very simple. I brush my teeth.
Yeah.
I put on deodorant.
Yeah. What's that?
I get dressed and then I come here. I throw on a hat and I come here. I take my showers at night. So it's just. I have to get up earlier to paint my face, and I just don't know if I really want to do that.
Yeah, but bro, you're on the OTB squad.
Yeah.
This is where you were born and raised, and this is how we do it on the radio. This is where you were born and raised.
Okay.
And exactly, and this is what we do on Halloween. So we'll figure it out. And so, okay, help us out, chat. Over the next couple of days, let's give our guy Musso some good black turtleneck costume ideas, and we'll find one that you'll be pleased with. I think I know what I'm going to do, and it's going to be a bit of a custom job. We're just going to be a black turtleneck with one of my other costumes. I think it's going to be very funny. Very excited for it. So stick around. That's coming up Friday. I guess where I was going, that also Mandalorian coming out Friday. That's going to be awesome. Trick-or-treating on Saturday. I love college football Saturdays on Halloween. There's costumes everywhere. So we're going to get in the holiday spirit, boys. All right, Tuesday shows in the books coming up Wednesday. It's going to be a ton of fun. Subscribe to Off the Bench. Subscribe to Off the Bench Overtime. And everyone have a great day.
OTB OT.
This is it, what smart customers wait for all year. The Richards Honda Trade-In, Trade-Up event. Right now, get more money for your trade and a great price on something new. That's a win-win. Only at richardshonda.com. The smart choice.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments.